Check. Oh, shit. Flush in the river. Ah, should I bet? Should I check? Should I bet? Sometimes I'll bet. Sometimes I'll check. This time I check, because why not? And it's good. He had Jack 7. Damn. All right. Jack 7 of spades, that hand. Pair of threes. Going to bet the flop. I remember this one. All right. Turn up 5 of diamonds. We got a flush draw now, right? And we got 5s and 3s. Okay. It's a decent duke. Decent hand or whatever. You bet? All right. Well, let's see what you got. Maybe he's got king high or some shit. Oh, do good for you. Top pair. Aces. Let's go. Come on. This is the one. I feel it. Let's go. You're going to pay me this time. Pay me my money. Pay me my money. Yeah, 4-bet. All right, we're going to set the little trap with the aces. Okay, jack, deuce, deuce. Come on, buddy. Fucking do it. I hope you fucking bet here. Just bet it all. I need this pot so bad. Okay, check again. Check. Like, check. Setting the trap. All night, he's check. I'm going to check this one because I think that's a good card for him to bluff at if he doesn't have it. And if he does have a queen, he can bet for me. Check. Come on, baby. Pedal to the metal. You got this. Do it. Ship it. Yeah, baby. Doll. Sweet. Woo. Oh, man, he had a flush draw on the turn. That would have been really dirty. Okay, ace 9. We got top pair. Very nice. We 3-bet it. Bet small. Whoo. Needed that pot there. Queen on the turn. All right, whatever. I mean, I don't know. We got a pretty good hand, but I'm going to check again. You know, sometimes you bet, sometimes you check, sometimes you do this, sometimes you do that. That's poker 2020. Super advanced. Going to call. 8 on the river. Counterfeits our kicker. Maybe that's a good thing. He could have ace 10, ace jack. I don't know. Well, all right, check. He had king 9. Okay, he was trying to rob me. Because trying to float the flop to bluff the turn. All right, pair of queens. Very nice flop. Let's go big. Pretty deep stacked here. Oh, man. Huge stacks. 6 on the turn. All right. That's getting a little straight and stretchy, but I'm going to play a little tricky here. Check on over. Set the trap. He likes to bet here, so he bets. And now we just might as well just put it in his face, all of it, right? Stick this one in his face. Boom! Oh, what the fuck is this motherfucking hand? It has to be a fucking 6. I mean, if it's an ace or it's a fucking heart or anything like that, I don't go fucking broke on the hand. But it has to come fucking the pure fucking 6 and shit. Eat it. Fucking damn. All right, well, we got a straight here, so let's move on. All right, ace 5, wheel, check. He bets pot. No, come on, we got to stick it to him now. Push the envelope. All right, we raise. Hope to get it in. I mean, if he's got 5-6, what are you gonna do? You know, such is life. River king, let's go. All of it. All you can eat. All in. Overbet. Pot. All of it. Just stick it in, right? What am I gonna do? 2 pair. Wow, tough beat there, eh? Bottom 2 pair almost. Wow, crazy. Okay, now we got top pair and a 3-bet pot. 3 flush out there. Don't want to get too crazy with this one, but I'm going to bet. Find out where I'm at. Protect my hand, eh? Okay, ace is not good. What are you going to do? I'm not going to bet. Don't even have a heart. All right, so now we have aces and 9s. I mean, 2 aces is better than 1, so we'll see what he's got. Kings, okay, that's a fair hand. Nothing... No harm, no foul there. All right, jacks, let's go. He's 3-betting us. Okay, all right, we're going to 4-bet and hope that he jams. Or no, we don't hope that he jams, but if he jams, we're going to call. Because fuck it, we have jacks. Right? All right. Fuck you, these fucking sucking flips. Every fucking time. My all-in EV is fucking garbage. I'm stuck like fucking 250K in all-in EV already. All right, now it's time to tilt a little bit. Bottom pair. 3 flush. Gonna raise it up. Big. He bet big. I'm raising big because we're tilted. And now we're gonna bet big. This is actually fine, but it's tilty. Fucking flips, man. When those fucking things turn, I'll be a very happy boy. All right. Board paired the 8. I'm just gonna give up. I thought my hand might be good there with the deuces. All right, queens again. Come on. Gonna show me 3-5 maybe. All right, 3 queens. Bet, because I got top set, and fuck it. There's straights and flushes and shit. He's raising. All right, I should just call here, but fuck, I'm so tilted. I'm going to do something really stupid and re-raise a little bit. This is very dumb. What I'm doing right now, this is so stupid. Why would you re-raise with top set, you dummy? Okay, but now I might as well just bet it all. Okay, cool. Well, we got it in, but that was dumb. Why would you re-raise with top set there? It's so stupid. Oh, boy. All right. Opening a straight draw, 2 over cards on the 8-9-9. Turned top pair. Going to go ahead and bet a little bit with the top pair. 2 into 4.8. He's raising us. Okay, well, whatever, bro. I'm not going to fold. And now I got a full house, so watch this. I'm going to bet something against you. I'm going to bet 40% or so. You know? Hope you pay it off with some garbage, which I believe you do. You call me. He has king, queen. Call me with king, queen. Okay. Top pair. Once again, top, when we check it back, set a little trap. Now we got kings and 5s, okay? And he's betting. We're just going to set the trap. Shh, sit in the weeds. Fuck off with these board runouts. Stupid board runout. Not folding, though, right? Whatever. He's got the 10 Dewey. Okay. Little bluffski. All right. Once again, top pair. He's going to go with his big monster bomb, flop bomb, right? Overbet. I'll call. All right, now I got 3 kings. So what I'll do here with the 3 kings is I will call once again because I have 3 kings. Then the river's a 4, so I'm going to check. And then if he bets, we're just going to hope that he doesn't have a full house or a straight. And we're going to pay him. You know, what do you want me to do? Fold 3 kings here? You can't just fold because he bets big. All right, let's see. What is this hand? 5-7 offsuit. He's bluffed the whole fucking way. With nothing. That's good. All right, aces. We're getting action now. We trapped him once with aces. Hopefully this is another one right here. He calls. All right, that's a good flop for us. Gonna bet the standard small. All right, I don't even want to get raised. We're so deep here, dude. This could be the biggest pot of the tournament. Whatever. I check back the turn because that's a scary board all of a sudden. And a big pot was so deep. And the 10 on the river, I mean, he could have a 10, so we call. Holy shit! Oh my God. He had kings. Wow. Holy shit. He didn't 5-bet me with kings before the flop. And we would have got it in, obviously pre-flop. And as it turned out, I think I played the hand correctly according to the GTO wizards and solvers. I played it exactly perfectly. But, man, that would have been sick, an extra whatever. Anyway, good news is we won after being stuck. So all week this week, we played 3 sessions. We were stuck to start in the first hour on all 3 of them, a buy-in or 2 buy-ins or 3 buy-ins or something like that. And we were able to squeak out a small win in the first 2, and then we won a buy-in in the last one. So we're stuck about 500K on the match. 260K of that is all-in EV bullshit. So hopefully that turns next week. And next week we're going to go super-duper high level. We're going to introduce a new word. I introduced you to the word range. And then we're going to introduce you to a new word called frequency. Okay, it's called frequency. It's a big word. I have all the best words, and frequency is one of them. All right, that's the end of that.
And you know to watch it via the Google Meet screen?
Yes.
That's where you see. Okay, just checking.
I just heard Daniel's voice somewhere.
Yeah, they're running his video first, his like hand history.
Okay.
Oh, Carlin says we're on. Oh, and we are on. We're on the air.
I was about to
say. This is fantastic. This is unbelievable. Welcome in. This is High Stakes Feud. It's a beautiful thing. We're 2 professionals here with you. I'm Jeff Platt. I'm fortunate enough to finally get to work with my guy, Henry Kilbane. So, Henry, welcome into High Stakes Feud. What an introduction for you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Look, you know, the introduction, we were kind of thrown off a little bit there, just chatting casually, and all of a sudden we're live. What's up, chat? How's it going?
What's up, chat? Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for being here. So, Henry, let's get your thoughts on this first month or so of the challenge. How would you sum up what you've seen so far?
How would I sum up what I've seen so far? Well, firstly, just massive thank you to both Doug and Daniel for agreeing to just see us sit down and go to war. You know, the old Railhaven way, just battling it out. You know, in the high stakes streets. It's just been so much fun. You know, it seems to be the topic that everyone in the poker world is talking about right now. You know, even my friends, 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, are you watching this? I'm like, yeah. Like, do you see that hand? So it's really good for poker, man. It seems to have everyone talking. DNegs taking on one of the best heads up no limit players in the world. You just got to tip your hat to the guy for accepting the challenge. And listen, man, okay, coming into today, down 13 buy-ins, but Daniel has really been mixing it up the last week or so. He's introduced a lot of new unique sizings. He's put in Doug in some really tough spots. So I'm really curious to ask him post-session if that's something him and his team have been working on, or if that's just a strategy that he's developed naturally, because it's a pleasure to see. And I'm really excited for the final 5K hands because he's very tough to play against now. So we could, go right down to the wire with this one.
Yeah, and we will have an exclusive post-session interview with Daniel Negreanu. And Henry, you were saying that Negreanu with 3 straight winning sessions, went 3-0 last week. Nothing big, but I gotta figure with that, he at least has to have some momentum, yeah?
A bit of momentum, Jeff. It's always good. You come in confident, you're feeling good. You book a couple of wins under your belt, and that can it can go one or two ways. You can tip the scale and get really out of line because you're overconfident, or it could just keep it really well balanced and you're feeling good about yourself. You're feeling confident in spots. And today's a big session. Today we got about 5K hands left. If DNegs can book a little 2.5 buy-in winning session today, this one's going to be a lot closer than most people are thinking.
Yeah, so let's set the scene for you all. What you're about to see, 2 tables of 200, 400, heads up, no limit Texas Hold'em on WSOP.com. There it is. Negreanu has his seat at those 2 tables. Now, the plan overall in the feud is to play 25,000 hands. There is, as Henry's referring to, an opt-out after 12,500 hands. So we take a look at the overall results. We have 7,469 hands played. We have Doug Polk up in the 514 to 518K range. There's some different numbers floating around there, but it is about 13 buy-ins. That buy-in, you see it based off Negreanu's stack, is $40,000. Now you'll see if a player gets down to less than 40K, they will automatically top off to get back to 40K before the next hand begins. Thank you all again so much for being here on GGPoker.tv. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to comment, say what's up in the chat, all the good stuff. We also have some free rolls coming up for y'all. Those free rolls will start in 30 minutes. That means we will give you the password in 20 minutes to those free rolls. And Henry, today we are giving away 5 seats to the WSOP Circuit event number 1, the Big 50, the $1 million guaranteed prize pool. So something to look forward to, I would say.
Man, GG have been smashing it with these small buy-in, huge guaranteed tournaments. I know a lot of people were excited during WSOP. And obviously got the WSOPC coming up as well. Just giving away tickets so people can win life-changing money. You really can. You hear these stories all the time. And let's go.
Yeah, let's go. We are underway. Let us know in the chat your prediction for the day. And Henry, I'll get yours right now. Obviously, it's a very easy thing to predict. Doesn't rely at all on luck, variance, or anything of the sort. So I expect you to absolutely nail your prediction. Give it to me.
You want my prediction on the day?
Yep.
No, listen, man, that can only go one way, and that's to set yourself up for failure. I don't do predictions. I'm just here for the chat and for some high stakes heads up no limit between 2 legends of the game. And it's an absolute pleasure to be able to call the action for you guys.
Yeah, you're gonna get that high stakes action between 2 of the best throughout the course of the day. Say hello to Corey in the chat. Avio Charbel says Daniel up 150. Salco says Daniel up 500K. Alex, Daniel wins 196K. Well, just go all Daniel. There are a couple Dougs in there. John and Lynn say Polk up 100K. Time Distort Polk 200K. All of y'all are expecting a pretty sizable session.
Okay,
I would say.
Okay. Straight off the bat, a hero call from Doug. Flopped top pair, 8 of spades blocker. All right, chat's popping off. We're seeing some huge predictions in the chat, Jeff.
Yeah, I would say so. They're ready for it. Last week, Not many big sessions, some big swings, but as far as overall results are concerned, it was more Negreanu kind of chipping away at the lead. 3-bet pots, plural. Table 1, we'll call the table on the left. Table 2, we'll call the table on the right.
Solid choice of table
Yeah,
names.
pretty simple, I would say.
Yeah, board texture on the right, obviously a board that is going to favor the pre-flop 3-better. But Doug playing as check. And DNegs just a small bet, takes it down.
Polk check calls on table 1. 3rd club pops up on the turn. 4th club pops up on the river.
Interesting run out of these boards. So difficult to navigate. $14K in the middle, Jeff.
Yeah, getting rolling early.
Seen a lot of Khaki T fans in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris seems to say, Henry, you in the UK or play GG or just chat? I'm not in the UK. I don't live in the UK, haven't in a long time, but I do play majority of my volume. I play mid-stakes pot limit Omaha for a living.
You've also turned into a no limit hold'em tournament specialist. We'll get to that a little bit later. Oh, wow. The check shove by Doug Polk.
So I missed the turn actually. So 3-bet pot.
The turn went check, check.
Turn check, check. Did Doug c-bet small? Doug c-bet like
No,
25%?
Doug check called on flop. Negreanu will fold. And he goes check, check on the turn, and then Polk check raised all in on the river. It's a nice pot for Doug Polk to start things off. Danish Sausage, Alex, one of our mods in the mix, says Khaki is playing cash with Bilzerian. Can't be commentating also.
No way.
Bilzerian in the mix.
In the mix. Wow. Jeff, after today's heads up for you, we may have to fire up some of those tables if we go against Dan.
The Dan Bilzerian birthday free roll, the 100K birthday free roll, just wrapped up, and it was Alexandra O'Brien, plays under the name AOBUK. That is Alexandra O'Brien out of London, shipping the Dan Bilzerian birthday free roll. So congratulations to her.
Daniel said, has Doug played Isildur heads up? I believe they've played one session.
Yeah.
400, 800 years ago. And I think Doug ended up losing a cool 1.1 million or something around that figure. Painful day. Jeff said, Henry, you drinking some milk? No, my man, pineapple juice.
That's a little pineapple juice.
Little pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice. Beautiful.
People asking for my screen name. My GG screen name is Solver Jail. You may have battled with me across various stakes online as well as some tournaments. And please don't hate the screen name. I know it was a bad choice. I kind of regret it already. But...
So speaking of Solver Jail on GG, let's get to it, man. I mean, was this last Sunday? I don't want to spoil too much, but I just found myself scrolling Twitter, coming across a certain tweet that showcased a certain result from yourself, Solver Jail, in the No Limit Hold'em tournament streets.
Yeah, man. It's still quite hard to kind of digest. As someone that doesn't play tournaments, well, let's just jump back into this DNegs with a very chunky river check raise, applying a ton of pressure on all of Doug's straights. Gonna have some flushes in there as well as some, queen high straights with decent heart blockers. Try and get Doug to fold a chop. Gets through. Nice hand.
Does lay it down.
Yeah, man. So I was grinding 1K and 1K PLO all week last week. I had a pretty brutal session on Saturday, and my friend was like, "Henry, listen, man, you need to reg this 525 millions. It's 1.5 million guaranteed. Usually, 250, 300K for first." I was like, "No, stop it, nonsense. Not playing a tournament." And then Sunday rolls around. I'd been up all night grinding. he's like, just reg the turbo flight. You know, just reg the turbo flight. We'll swap 10%. And this is a friend that's very good at tournaments. So I was like, okay. Well, if I got 10% of him,
you have an edge. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm probably gonna make some money somehow. And yeah, like 12 hours later, chopped it heads up against Chris Moorman for 240k.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because he was just like, you know, how else are you going to get out of the hole? Because I was down like 5k on the day. And I was like, you've got a very good point.
That is true.
You know, if I ship a tournament, I get out the hole. So yeah, ended up chopping it. And probably won't ever play a tournament again. I don't know.
You picked a nice tournament to ship, I would say.
It was a
hefty prize pool.
So yeah, I mean, came in 2 of 9 on the FT, very star-studded lineup. Chris Moore and Seth Davies, some very solid names in the mix, and just ran pure, Jeff.
Yeah.
Three-handed aces against nines, four-handed nines against fives, one ace nine against King Jack, and yeah, chopped it for 240k.
God, that is absolutely fantastic. So, is that a spot where going into the final table you're nervous, or you just feel free, like this is effectively a free roll for me, or it's probably a mix in some sort? Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it's a situation that I'm not used to. My poker career, I think, try and sum up as like it's a very gradual grind.
Yeah.
I know my win rate at certain stakes, so I can expect to, you know, like win a certain amount over X amount of time.
Sure.
So to play for that kind of like lump sum, you know, just against 9 other players was something that I hadn't really experienced before. I did final table a WPT earlier in the year, but it wasn't as big as this. Talking a big, Jeff, potential for a big pot on the left.
Negreanu leads for 5,200. 3-bet pot. Negreanu led small on the flop.
Yeah, setting up a very natural. Sorry, no, I thought it was going to be around 80% river jam. 4 to a straight.
25k in the pot. Negreanu with about 27k behind and does rip it on the river.
All right, quick jam.
No snap call from Polk.
It's a good sign for the DNegs fans out there. Doug taking his time, maybe a hand like 2-pair. In a tough spot.
She doesn't do too often. I'd say we see about 4 or 5 tanks that long from Polk per session. Both players play pretty quickly. That's a nice pickup for Daniel Negreanu.
It has been very fast paced.
So Harold in the chat asks, Henry, do you invest in stocks? I got a better idea, Henry. I just say you take all that money, that 240k or whatever it was, you throw it in a duffel bag and you move out to Las Vegas and go for the gold. How's that sound?
Hey man, great minds think alike. Yeah, planning on moving to Vegas at the end of this month.
And there it is.
There it is. Jeffrey said, what tournament was that, Henry? That was in the $525 GG Millions. Runs day 2's every Sunday, several day 1 flights. Reg the turbo. A couple of people saying, am I cousins with Kevin Kilbane? I am indeed. Although I have 2 left feet when it comes to soccer/football.
Is it insulting to say that I didn't know who Kevin Kilbane was?
It's all right, man. I mean, you could list a bunch of, you know, American footballers.
Yeah, or NBA players.
Hockey.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
I've done commentary, you know, for a few years now, and I've had several people come in and ask me about basketball players, and I'm just like, I apologize, guys. I don't have a clue who Michael Jordan is. No, I'm joking.
You can do the top couple guys.
Couple of big pots.
Yeah.
Diamonds. Well, the 4th diamond bricking.
Negreanu's shoving on this river for effectively 28,000.
Very fast-paced play. So, wow, not small stakes, boys and girls.
No. Could be in for a roller coaster ride. Polk weighs it down.
All right, so DNegs off to what, half a buy-in lead thereabouts?
Yeah, I'd say so. You'll see our updated totals on the bottom of your screen. Try to update those every 5 to 10 minutes or so. Guys, Alex, Jeff, Patrick in the mix there. Carlin running the show. Speaking of Carlin, Henry, I always forget to repost Carlin's Instagram story. He does such a great job of hyping us up on all the social platforms. So I'm just going to do that right now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we'll do the same.
Yeah,
Chat,
perfect.
you guys are cracking me up already. I mean,
We do have a fantastic
It's
chat. I
brilliant.
think Brent and I were saying on Friday how much fun we were having just talking with you guys.
Yeah. A couple of people saying whereabouts in the UK. I'm originally from Ealing in London. Grew up in Spain and Eastern Europe. Haven't lived in the UK for well, quite some time. But yeah, finally making the jump, chat. You know, the Vegas and the Mirage, even though the Mirage is closed down.
Yeah, you're a little late for that, but
it's a little late for that.
In theory, it's what dreams are made of, right? So we'll welcome Henry to Vegas towards the end of the month. We'll have to get together, have some cocktails.
Yes, and then you'll send me packing in about 6 months' time after WSOP 2021.
It was a good run for Henry. He was here for a while, and there he goes. Meanwhile, almost 25K in the pot on table 2. Polk with 29K behind. Third heart pops up on the river.
I think it's really tempting to lead on these flush completed rivers just because our turn calling range is going to be. It's not going to be flush draw heavy, but we are going to have more flush draws than DNegs. We're obviously going to have 10x. He does go for the lead.
And Negreanu calls with the 6-3, but he ran up against it. A cooler river for sure. You see the iced face emoji.
82K pot.
Polk
I was about to
takes down
say
the biggest pot of the day.
It's a weird one because it could be a mistake to lead and split our range, but I think as played, it does make a ton of sense. And yeah, DNegs just getting the very unfortunate run out, a modern day cooler, riving the straight.
You see the replay. It went check on the flop, allowing Negreanu to see a pretty decent turn card and what he thought at the time was a really good river.
Big cooler. West London boy. Platt and Kilbane sounds like a high-end clothing store. I mean, potentially. Brian's saying it sounds like a charity football match. Also,
all right, we'll take it.
So we'll take it.
We'll take it. Daniel says, good crew. Jeff is first class. I'm not sure about that. And the other guy has some potential. That much I know is for certain.
Thank you, Daniel. I will work towards fulfilling that.
Yep.
That potential.
Yep.
Obviously, let me know in the chat. You know, take constructive criticism all day long. It's the only way for me to improve in the commentary booth.
That's exactly what I've said throughout the last couple of weeks. Either constructive criticism or be really creative with your trolling and just make me laugh. And then so I enjoyed those comments as well. If you just say in the chat, hey, Jeff, you suck. I'm like, I'm not really going to get anything out of that.
I have no idea who this Nathan Leon guy is, but I've been compared to him on several occasions already tonight. I'm sure he's a wonderful guy. I hope he is anyway. I mean, being compared to him. So.
No, Amanda's not here today. She'll be with us every Friday, though, on the stream. The plan is it's a big week ahead. We'll be firing off high stakes feud sessions today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah, I heard about that. You got a busy week ahead of you.
Yeah,
and I mean,
weekend.
I don't know how Amanda does it, to be honest with you. If my other half was playing high stakes, no limit, or whatever it was, just high stakes poker in general, and I had to sit there and commentate and sweat every hand.
How stressful, right? Yeah.
Wow.
I think the alcohol helps her a little bit, but overall,
it does. Yeah, it makes sense. Take some of the edge off. Oh, man,
expect Amanda to show up in the chat here and there throughout the course of the day. Icarus Platt and Kilbane sounds like an own brand department store clothing brand. We would probably take that too.
I'm not sure if I accept that one.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
You're already,
Own brand department store. I mean, come on. I feel like we're a bit classier than that.
I just feel like we've made it to something.
We don't just drink normal gin and tonic. It's infused with loads of different herbs and whatnot,
Got the Jeff's jokes just fall Platt. Well played, Gladys. See, that's the humor that I strive for here.
Oh, all right, I might have to start ignoring chat. Icar is saying, Henry the kind of guy to apologize to the wall after hitting it with the vacuum. Hey, listen, all right, the wall didn't. It wasn't the wall's
He's a
fault.
classy guy.
Try and jump on some of this post-flop hand analysis. I'm going to ignore you guys for a bit. Keep trolling Jeff, though.
Yeah, please. I'll take it.
Henry Potter has a tournament ROI of 200,000%, I wish.
I mean, that's close. It's probably close to true, considering he doesn't play tournaments and then just won a tournament for 240K.
Yeah, it's not too far off. So first big pot of the day going Doug's way. Bit of a cooler. Straight against a jack high flush. See if Daniel can turn things around. What do you say? 30K for Doug?
Yeah, waiting on the next update. That's probably right.
So thereabouts. DNegs was up around about half a buy-in before.
Right.
He's managed to claw about 10K back. I've noticed, Jeff, it seems to be really aggro pre-flop. Both DNegs and Doug, a lot of 3-betting going on, which then obviously in turn asks for lighter 4-bets. If obviously the 3-betting frequency of our opponent is what we would perceive to be a tad too high. Start throwing in some light 4-balls.
Yeah, I would certainly say their 3-betting has been pretty high. I like how I try to use the word frequency to try to make myself sound much smarter when it comes to poker vocab and GTO vocab. But I think that's why Negreanu's complaints were so reasonable about him having pocket aces always folding pre-flop, because that's just not something Polk does. Polk does not like to give up a hand pre, and Negreanu played 10 straight pots where Polk either folding to an open or folding to a 3-bet. It just seems so rare, and Negreanu always had the aces. Now, Negreanu did get him back, did win 2 big pots with aces last Friday.
Okay. All right. So we got him good. We got him good with the pre-flop coolers.
Mm-hmm. A couple of y'all have asked in the chat when we see, or if we could see Negreanu stopping after 12,500 hands. I don't think he's going to stop. I don't think he's going to bow out. I don't think he's going to quit. I think it would take a pretty absurd bad run over these next 5,000 hands to get him down maybe 1.5 or more. But I would be very surprised if he threw in the towel halfway through.
Yeah, I agree. It means we're probably. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to take a decent amount of time off for the holidays. Obviously, DNegs has the main coming up as well, which I'm sure he'll be taking part in and obviously prepping for. But yeah, if they do go the full stretch, I'd assume it would be end of February.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think Doug Polk tweeted about this, and we were aware of this, that they will play 4 sessions this week. We'll take off next week, at least for the most part. Maybe they'll throw in 1 session because of that WSOP.com main event. Meanwhile, password for the free roll that will give away 5 Big 50 tickets. That free roll password is WSOPC. It's WSOP circuit. WSOPC. All caps. If caps matter, they might not matter. I don't know. Type it in all caps just to be safe. That'll get you in the free roll that starts in 8 minutes to win 5 $50 event number 1 tickets. Queens and 4s versus 8s and 6s. Ronnie takes down that pot.
Yeah, obviously keep us updated in the chat as well, how you guys are running. It's one of my favorite things to do whilst commentating is, just getting to sweat, whether it's the free roll or other tournaments, wherever you guys are, if you guys are involved in any of the cash game races over on GG. Let me know. Let me know if we battled together.
Yeah, and let us know if you played and cashed in the Dan Bilzerian birthday free roll. I know we gave away some of those tickets through one of our free rolls last week, so let us know if that turned into something for you. hopefully we had some cashes in this mix.
So first prize gets all-inclusive trip to Vegas, I believe, or all
I think that was if you busted Dan Bilzerian, then he would fly you out to Vegas. You could party with him. I'm not sure who busted Bilzerian. I think if you won the free roll, you're just, stuck with your 25K or whatever, and just have to be fine with it for turning $0 into 25,000.
Just a terrible must feel, really. Yeah, it's
just brutal.
It's just brutal, man.
Don't get a trip to Vegas. You have to settle for 25K. We also, and Henry and I have been chatting a little bit about this off air, we have day 2 of the World Series of Poker main event going on right now on GG. Henry, you still have that lobby up? You want to give us a bit of an update there?
Indeed, my man. Well, obviously, a lot of them are screen names, but a very recognizable screen name, I think. Anyone that's been in the poker world for the last couple of years or more. Black Fortuna, chip leader with 89 bigs, 44 players remaining with 1.5 million up top. Got Preben Stocken currently sat in third, another very well-known name. Who else we got? We've obviously got Damian Dallas as well.
Keep going.
Chris Puitt's a good friend of mine. Sat
okay, there 14. We go. Now we're talking.
There we go. But yeah, best of luck to everyone still in the mix out in that. 44 players left. Everyone guaranteed $28,000. And don't forget that bracelet up for grabs as well.
They'll play down to 9 today. The 9 will head to King's Casino in Rosvedov next week, December 15th. So a week from tomorrow, final 9 will battle it out. And then the winner will head to Las Vegas, Nevada to take on the winner of the WSOP.com main event. That takes place on Sunday. Just day 1 for that one. Day 2, the very next day. Those final 9 meet at the Rio in Vegas on December 28th. The winner of that tournament faces the winner of the international version for an extra $1 million on ESPN too. So that's cool. By the way, Henry, first place prize for Dan Bilzerian birthday free roll was 10K, not 25. I was trying to tell our guy James, 25 sounds better. I'm just trying to hype up the company. We're all about being honest. And I say, okay.
I have the guy that won it, I believe it was a lady, message you said, "Hey Jeff, are you fronting the extra 15K?"
Yeah, right. She's like, "What's going on here?" Yeah, no, contractually obligated.
Oh man, all right, chat. I don't know why you guys want me to say it. Christopher Gibson said, "Do it, Henry." All right, I'll do it. Air 673 cleared for takeoff. All right, you guys happy now? Harrison, what tier lockdown are you? The country that I'm currently in, COVID doesn't exist, my man. They were locked down at the start of the year, handled it very well, and just there was a few riots and protests, so they were like, right, we're going to just open everything up again.
Sounds
could
familiar.
see Doug go. Okay, right. I stand corrected. 3-bet pot. See Doug attack this small sizing c-bet from DNegs on the 6-3 deuce. Just decides to give it up.
One more time. Free roll password WSOPC. It's WSOPC. Passwords are case insensitive, so all uppercase, all lowercase. You want to mix them up a little bit. WSOPC. There we go. So you can get in the free roll to try to win 5 WSOP Circuit Big 50 tickets. I mean, you can't win all 5 yourself, but there are 5 up for grabs.
DNegs continuing 40% on the King 9-7 two-tone, and Doug hit him with the check raise. 50K effective at the start of this hand, potential for 100K pot. Ace of spades rolling off on the turn. Could see Doug continue for a larger sizing, although Ace X going to be more in DNegs range. It's going to have some floats, right? Ace Queen, Ace Jack with the Jack of Spades, Queen of Spades. Checks through. That was me getting excited, Jeff. I was like, wow, potential for 100K pot. It just checks through on the turn.
Right. And I think that was one of the most intriguing developments in Friday's session is they both got to a point where they were pretty deep. Again, the buy-in for this one is 40K, which is 100 big blinds. But they were both at a point where at the same table, They were pretty deep, and they were playing like 200 big blinds effective, which I think was cool. I think was unique, which we haven't seen too much of, as we've seen Negreanu win that pot there.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Doug has adjusted his opening sizes ever so slightly once they get 150
right
bigs effective.
I've seen that too.
Been using a slightly larger sizing compared to his 2.6x that he's been using for. Sorry, yeah, it's not 2.6x, 928. I do apologize, 2.3x.
Yes. Devastating error, Henry. I think that'll do it for you.
Right, I just can't keep my eyes off chat. Maybe maybe I should just have it closed. They say, what country are you in, Henry? I am in Bulgaria, in Eastern Europe, for the time being.
Off to Vegas soon.
Off to Vegas soon, man. If I hadn't prepaid for the Airbnb that I'm staying at the moment, I was saying to some friends that came around last night, like, when are you flying? I was like, flying on the 27th. So, but honestly, if I hadn't prepaid this, I'd probably be out there already.
It's okay. You can wait a couple weeks, build the anticipation a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do it seriously this time.
Okay, I like it. Trevor says, gray sweats, Jeff? Awkward. I mean, this is like a gray Zara sweater, man. You know, I'm trying to keep it classy here. I'm not wearing pajamas or anything.
I was thinking this was going to be a shirt affair. I was actually planning on wearing a shirt, and then when we were prepping, I saw you just did a tee. I was like, okay, we're just going casual today.
It's not a tee. This is a beautiful sweater.
It's all right, man. No one's judging.
Unbelievable lack of respect from everybody. Richie says, hey, Jeff, how do you get unbanned from Tinder? Asking for a friend. I don't know, man. Sorry, Richie. Sorry to hear that. Or sorry for your friend.
DNegs smashing the large size on that beautiful King of Spades turn card. Just get to continue barreling, boys and girls. Doug with the quick fold. DNegs just chipping away since losing that big pot early doors. Big pot developing. Backdoor flush draw. Rolling off on the river. Certainly going to see some. Wow. Doug.
Another rivered flush. Now he did flop a pair of kings.
Doug with the rope. DNegs not biting.
Yeah, we've seen both quite frequently try to set a little bit of a trap throughout these last couple weeks. James, our guy James, I call him the executive producer of the show. He says that Makika85 knocked out Dan Bilzerian. So it's Makika85 who will be off to Las Vegas to party with Bilzerian, with Henry, and with myself. I don't think Dan knows that yet, but we're gonna join you guys, and we're looking forward to it.
The self invite. After you said, Henry, how long have you been playing poker? How did you get started? Quit school when I was 15 to pursue poker professionally. Didn't go too well at first. Parents were obviously livid that I dropped out of school and forced me to give me a bit of an ultimatum that, like, you either leave home, and I was like 16 at the time, or you get a job. So I pretended to have a job for about 3 years until I built up a role, and I was like, hey, Mum, this is my online balance. Can I now pursue poker properly? She was like, yeah, sure, I guess. So yeah, about 11 years now.
Okay, I love it. And then how'd the commentary gig start?
Commentary was a complete fluke.
Interesting.
Was just got back from Atlantic City, summer of 2016. Went to a live stop where they had some very low stakes cash games. Like, I think 510 was the highest. And yeah, it was just summertime. It was a great location. So went there, and I was the only one buying in for like 200 bigs in my game. And the lady that was reporting on the event wanted to interview me, and then they invited me back for commentary. And yeah, fast forward 2 years, covered the entire World Series of Poker Europe, WPTs. I've worked for every company under the sun, pretty much, Jeff. It's been a fun ride.
You developed quite the resume, then I would say.
Yeah, it's tiring though, man. It's tiring.
Well, listen, the commentary is awesome, but the all-day tournament broadcast, those can be tough. right? Because you're playing down to a winner. So you could be there, depending on structure, of course. You could be there 2 hours. You could be there 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I've done the 17-hour solo cast before, and at King's Resort.
17?
17-hour solo
17
cast. Yeah.
Solo.
Yeah. That was the PLO main event at King's Resort earlier on this year, I want to say. Earlier on this year, start this year before lockdown. And yeah, man, it's pretty brutal. Just having to, talk smack, some questionable banter and rogue commentary for 17 hours straight.
Solo is difficult. No question about that. Wayne says, hey, Jeff, just won a WSOP Big 50 seat. Nice. I think that free roll must have been one of the all-in ones. Nice. Congratulations, Wayne. He says, thank you. No idea how to play. Can I get some lessons? You can. I don't think you won it for me, but you can. And then Shoebomb says, Jeff, do you mind analyzing my free roll play? Yes. No, I don't mind. Send it in the chat.
Richard said, who does Henry look like, guys? I think he looks like Clay Aiken. Hey, joke's on you. I'm a big Phil Galfond fan. I've got this amazing GIF for Galfond, by the way. I'm gonna have to get your approval on it, Jeff. I'm gonna show you a sneak peek before I send it to him.
Yeah, please do.
I think you'll be a big fan.
Phil Galfond involved, of course, in a challenge of his own, taking on Chance Corniff. What's the latest on that? Do you know, has Phil regained the lead?
Phil currently down around about 100K with, I want to say 16K hands to go. That's been tiring, man. We're gonna message Phil and chance after and say, hey, listen, any chance you want to just send me to an all-inclusive spa resort for a week? Commentating on that one for 6 months straight. Jesus.
Oh yeah, that's heads up PLO. Good. Some long sessions there. Negreanu leading for about 11,000 here. River brings a second 9, 3 clubs on the board.
Yeah, interesting sizing. Doug could certainly attack this on this run out. That's just cool.
Just calls. Ooh, Negreanu goes 9-9. 36K pot headed in the direction of Daniel Negreanu.
9-9. All right, okay.
9-9. All right, here we go. Our last tally 5 minutes ago, Negreanu down about 13K. That one most likely gets him into the black for this session.
You say into the black. Okay. All right.
What do you say? Green?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I'm actually glad you say that. One of our shows that I broadcasted for Poker Go, that was on Facebook and on Stadium here in the States, Friday Night Poker, our stat screen has, the profitable players in the green. So I always said in the green, in the green, in the green. And then one day the chat berated me. They're like, it's in the black. I'm like, it is? Well, that sucks.
I think you're right. I honestly do. But for some reason on these televised shows, you obviously have red for someone that's down and green for someone that's up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I've always understood that it was in the black as well, but I've just become accustomed to saying in the green.
I like it. It's good to have some versatility here. I'll say in the black, you can say in the green.
But I don't know, chat. You guys seem to be very confused on who I look like. If you want to all group together and
let's do this. Let's everybody give their opinion right now, and we'll just do this once, and then we'll move on of who Henry looks like, and preferably somebody that we would know. So not like, oh, it looks like my cousin Richard. Let's all dive into who Henry looks like.
DNegs put on the cape with third pair.
About a 10K pot, about a 20K pot on table 2.
Yeah, Doug could go ham on this run out. 10 of diamonds rolling, obviously Queen Jack completing. It would have to be the Queen Jack of spades. I don't see DNegs floating twice with just a naked gut shot. Certainly a board that Doug obviously gets to continue to be aggressive on. May even see him go for the 2x river jam. This run out. Put all of DNegs King X in a tough spot. The set decides to go around about 6% pot.
Betting almost 13K.
Quick fold from Daniel.
Daniel lays it down. Well, a lot of options in the chat, Henry.
Holy.
Some Fenton, some Elky, some Harry Potter. There's
Spud
Dennis
from
who says he
Train
does look like my
Spotting.
cousin Richard. Sorry, what'd you say?
Spud from Train Spotting. Wow.
Khaki with no mustache.
Love it.
An edgy Harry Potter. I like that. Kind of like the all grown up version. Smart guy, you know, intelligent, but has grown out of the dorky look thing. And so ladies are a big fan, that kind of thing. I don't know.
DNegs with the big river race gets it through. The D Bashak, apologies for butchering your screen name. Can you speak Bulgarian fluently, my man?
Oh.
Fluently. Like Quasimodo's ugly brother. Thank you so much, Paul Hard. Appreciate the kind words.
Brian says Haley's English boyfriend on Modern Family. A good reference for those of us in the States.
I love Modern Family. Great show. Great show to just have open on the side whilst you're grinding online.
Yeah. Eddie Redmayne. It's a good one.
3-bet pot on the left. Expect Daniel to use a... Okay, I stand corrected, boys and girls. I'm going to just shut my mouth.
Expect him to use a check.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Although, yeah, I mean, Doug with more 7x in his 3-bet calling range pre. We're not going to have too many 7x in our 3-bet range. We get some ace 7, 7, 8, 7, 6s of the world. But this is a board that we're going to check on quite a lot out of position.
Doug makes the call.
Nowhere. 14-6 in the middle. Both flushes bricking. The 8-9s, Jack-9s, 6-4s of the world bricking as well.
Negreanu leads.
This is thick and fast. Been non-stop action so far today.
Polk into that time bank.
Wow, Doug really thinking about this one.
Longest tank of the day.
Going to be an interesting one with some ace highs, depending on your card removal effects. Want to obviously be unblocking hearts, unblocking diamonds. Going to have some better ace high calls than others. Does let it go. A bit of momentum for DNegs.
He's got 86k on table 1. It's in a pretty sizable pot on table 2. Polk leads here for about 1/3 pot. Negreanu makes the call. Double paired board now with 27k in the pot and Negreanu with 26 behind. Polk checks. Negreanu checks back.
Good.
Yep.
Assume DNegs had some ace jack, ace queen, ace 10 of the world. 6 on the turn. Good for Doug. Yeah, DNegs has effectively doubled up on table 1 without, an all-in call situation, just been chipping away. Obviously lost that huge 82k pot earlier on table 2. It looks pretty even on the day to me, Jeff.
Yeah, Carlos in the chat says, who's winning and by how much? Good question, Carlos. You can see the total on the bottom of your screen, which we try to keep updated pretty frequently. We did have it at about even our last update, right before that last big pot, ending running up about 5K, which puts him down about $510,000 for the challenge. Andrea says, most poker commentators are 80% talking about irrelevant stuff that comes to mind, 10% repeating action at the table, 10% relevant. Thank you. I take that as a compliment. Give us the 10% of relevancy.
I mean, chat, if you want us to just start breaking down hands and be like, yeah, there are fire on the buttons going to be somewhere between 79 and 82%. Therefore, we get to 3-bet at this amount. Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, we can delve into that if you boys want us to to do that. Talking of delving into GTO, you see a lot of these quarter pot, 1/5 sizings in heads up, no limit. Very common, especially in these small spot scenarios. 20%, 25% betting. Maybe even smaller in 4-bet pots, 4-bet situations. Check raise from Doug. See if he follows through on the turn. Third diamond rolling off. Continues small. DNegs going nowhere, Jeff.
Another deuce on the river. About 7,200 in the middle. Check from Polk.
Catch up with you guys after these hands.
Yeah, for sure. Negreanu firing 5,400. The call is made by Polk. That ace is good.
All right. DNegs got a bit OOL with the float in position. So backdoor straights, backdoor flush potential. Obviously, with just 8 high on the river, see 0 showdown, forced to turn his hand into a bluff with the 8 of diamonds blocker. Doug sniffing that one out.
Kazul, Jeff, if I knew the weather was going to be awful in that college football game on Friday, I never would have played the over. All good, Kazul. You're 2-1, man, and we still could have gotten there on the over. Henry Kazul jumped into the chat these last 2 Fridays and gave us some college football betting selections, or for entertainment purposes, whatever you may prefer. And so 2-1, if you go 66% on sports betting, you're living the dream. You're top notch. A quick banana break or bathroom break for Daniel Negreanu, whatever you want to call it. So Henry, we've seen some pretty sizable pots so far. Just they've been pretty split. We're about even-ish overall, I'd say.
Yeah, about even on the day. Proud of said Henry. I mean, this guy's copy and pasted it. All right, boys. Okay. What do you think of Daniel's call of Polk's pot size bet on the turn with just a straight draw and 6 high on a flushing board? I mean, it's going to have some good river cards to obviously take it away from Doug. And Doug's going to have some give-ups as well, although not that often. So I don't hate the float. Obviously got equity, maybe not the right price if you're looking in terms of odds on the turn, but king rolls off, ace rolls off, queen rolls off. Going to be able to potentially take it away from Doug. So I think it's fine as playing obviously a bit of a cooler with that 7 of hearts rolling off on the river.
That's the biggest moment I would say that stood out to us over these first 45 minutes of play. We do have Negreanu down about $19,000, puts him down a little bit more than $530,000 overall. Want to update you guys on the odds from our friends at Poker Shares coming into today's session. They have Doug Polk as a minus 2,000 favorite. Bet 2,000 on Polk to win 100. Daniel Negreanu about a 10 or 11 to 1 underdog. Bet $100 on him to win 1050. Now those odds have moved a little bit in Negreanu's direction, as Polk was minus 2,500 entering Friday's session. So those odds have come down a little bit. And Henry, I guess the main thing that stood out to me on Poker Shares was they've been keeping the individual session odds at about the same spot. They've had Polk at about minus 152, minus 155-ish, putting Negreanu as just a 1.3 to 1 underdog just about every time. They've moved those odds now for today's session. Doug Polk minus 139, Daniel Negreanu plus 122. So it's a slight change, but I mean, it's still a fairly noticeable one. When the guys at Poker Shares do something like that, I think it's natural to perk up at a difference like that.
So I'm going to apologize in advance because I don't have a clue when it comes to the American odds system.
Yeah, and I don't have a clue when it comes to the stupid system that y'all use.
Whoa. No need for that, man. I mean,
I just call it stupid because I can't understand it. Very biased.
Does that mean that the odds have shifted slightly in favor of DNegs? They've said that he's...
Correct. They said that Negreanu is becoming more likely to win each individual session.
Yeah. So I guess that's going to have to do with, you mentioned before we went live, DNegs winning three on the trot, a bit of momentum. I'm feeling good. And in all honesty, if you look over the last few sessions compared to the very start, session 1, session 2. DNegs has clearly been working on some stuff with his team in terms of sizings. He's started to implement 6 or 7 very unique sizings compared to the 2 or 3 that he was using at first. So, I mean, he's not taking this as just some random heads-up match. He's obviously taking it seriously, and he's putting in the work behind the scenes. And it is going to get tougher for Doug, because DNegs is going to improve in a field that, you know, he's hasn't specialized in up until now. So that's just my 2 cents on it anyway. I don't have a clue what Mike McDonald does when it comes to
right
offering
but
odds.
It does seem like Negreanu just picks certain elements up very quickly. It's got a very efficient, very fast learning process. So speaking of poker shares, the final table of the 10K Super Millions event will be broadcast tomorrow on the GGPoker channels, Nananoku and Rotterdam on the call. And now you can bet on that final table within the GG client using the poker shares odds, which is pretty cool. No surprise to you that our chip leader and our favorite is the same person, because his name is Timothy Adams, one of the best players in the world right now, if not the very best. We have Jan Lorenz at the final table. Yeah, go ahead.
Timo just doesn't take any days off. I mean, just leave it alone, mate. Like, you know, like
Let
this
somebody
guy,
else win.
Yeah, he's absolutely world class. As you said, you know, one of the best in the world at the moment, without a shadow of a doubt. Seth Davies in there as well. Is at my final table. You've got Artur Martisorian as well. He seems to be playing everything.
He's been crushing this quarantine.
Final tabling everything this year, man. It's ridiculous. The guy is just... And I think this... I was going to call it a situation, this pandemic, COVID, forcing everything to have to transition to online, where more of the focus has obviously been online poker, more FTs being streamed from online events. We've really had the opportunity to see the guys that are just getting the lot online, whereas before, you know, I personally prefer to watch live poker if I do decide to fire up a stream, at least until, you know, this year happened. So yeah, we're really just getting a nice bit of insight as to, you know, these guys that have just been getting it quietly for years online.
Anatoly Filatov also in the mix. He had a great day 1 for the WSOP main event, but I did see that he busted before reaching the money. So as we talk odds for these players, Timothy Adams, a pretty significant chip lead. He's at about 6.1 million. Alex Papazian? I don't know. At 3.6 million, and Adams is a plus 153. So Henry in our Discord chat, our guy James put in the European odds format as well. So while Adams technically an underdog, is certainly the favorite.
Wow, Doug just going for the lot here after check raise in turn, by the way.
All of it.
Yeah, DNegs will be a tough spot with, you know, King X of the world.
And a 20K pot on table 1.
I expect to see Doug follow through on this turn, Jack of Spades. So Doug with the check raise on the turn, looks like DNegs has got a hand like King Jack, King 10, King Jack with a heart. Very tough spot to be in, especially if you've got the King of Hearts.
Check calls on table 1, which now has 34K in the pot as another Jack pops up on the river.
Yeah, clearly not posturing here. DNegs gonna have, you know, top pair a lot of the time, and just gonna have to randomly, it does let it go. Tough spot. 9-7, good. It's been a good hand for DNegs today. That's the old 9-7.
Wins that 34K pot to ease the pain of losing that big one on table 2.
A couple of you guys asking for mob stories. Feel free to check out Ron Chuck's podcast, which he invited me on to. I don't want to take anything away from this high stakes feud, boys and girls. I appreciate the interest. A couple of people say they want me to speak in Bulgarian. There we go.
No
more of that. And yeah, if you guys want to check out some mob stories and how I, got stung for my entire role when I was 16, you can check out that podcast. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. It's plenty of scary stories in there. Jeff, am I good to jump out just for a couple of minutes?
Absolutely, yeah. Take breaks whenever you want. Mute the mic, and just take a lap, take a couple laps, stretch a little bit, perhaps grab a cocktail, grab a drink.
Nice.
You're good.
Do I turn the camera off, or do you guys just want to see the background?
We're gonna leave that one up to you. How about that?
All right, chat. Check out that piece of artwork.
There we go. I was hoping
IKEA, $10.
Roll with it.
All right, see you guys in a few.
All right, folks. So be me and you. Thank you all for being here on GGPoker.tv. I've seen a couple questions about a free roll. There will be another one in 35 minutes from now. That will also award 5 seats into the WSOP circuit. Big 50, event number 1. Yeah, Thomas, bathroom break for... Oh, no, banana break for Henry. Yeah, like it. Todd, why did they decide not to activate their webcam while playing? They do have a camera / surveillance system in place at both of their houses. They've just chosen not to actively stream, although we did see Polk get into the mix last week.
This is my chance, Jeff. I was waiting for this
Carlin, the takeover.
I was waiting for this one.
Carlin Cho is here, ladies and gentlemen. This guy does everything that you're seeing. It's all Carlin, and now he is here. Carlin, welcome to High Stakes Feud.
Thank you so much, man. It's good to be in the front, Like,
well, you deserve a little bit of spotlight, man, for all the damn work that you've been putting in. It's been pretty flawless, I would say, over the course of this last month or so. What's it been like for you behind the scenes, checking everything out, watching the action?
I kind of feel like I'm getting to enjoy this show twice, because I always have, Daniel playing against Duck, but then I also have, you guys, like a mix of different commentators cooperating with each other. So yeah, it's been like a double pleasure for me, and also, to be able to take care of it and take care of the whole production. It's been a blast to have this project on my side. So yeah, it's been a pleasure.
You're doing an awesome job. No bullshit. Tyler says big fan on Instagram. So shout out the Instagram page.
Shout out to all the
Carlin, please.
Thank you guys so much. You can follow me on Carlin Show everywhere. Let me do my promos here while I'm here.
That's what I wanted. That's what I'm basically here for, the promos.
So guys,
Trevor, where did he come from? That was pretty awesome. He just slid right in. He saw the opening and just went for it. Major respect to Carlin for that. So follow him on Instagram. He's firing up a story every day, kind of takes you behind the scenes of this entire production. You also fire a little bit of GG, yeah?
Yeah. I've been playing on GG for like the past 3 years. I was playing on GG before it was cool to play on GG. So yeah, it's been awesome to see the rise of the platform. And yeah, man, just GG doing great things in the business, and they are in a position that they are in because they just deserve it, man. They just put in the work. The marketing is on point. Yeah. And it's been a blast to cooperate with them. So shout out to GG also.
And occasionally you're firing on GG for the people too, right? You're on Twitch.
Yeah. I started original as a Twitch streamer. So yeah, I've kind of transformed the brand as a streamer into the Carlin Show Productions project. Henry is back, so I'm a head out. Henry, I'm sorry, I don't know if
Carlin,
you can.
Where can we follow you on Twitch, real quick?
Carlin Show. It's Carlin Show everywhere. Facebook,
Show
Twitter,
everywhere.
Instagram.
Twitter,
I don't have OnlyFans, but if I start OnlyFans, it will be Carlin Show as well. I'm a head out, guys. Henry, I'm sorry, mate.
No worries, man. Listen, you're an absolute legend, mate. You need to start doing more commentary.
That's what I'm saying as well. All right, guys. See you.
Okay, Carlin, we'll chat with you later. That was awesome. A special appearance from Carlin Show. I think we need to do that. Carlin, not to put too much pressure on you, but I think anytime one of us takes a break, you just jump into the mix. I think
there we go.
I kind of think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna be the
Everybody's in?
break guy. Okay.
You're the break guy. You're the break guy. That's awesome. That's great. It's Negreanu firing 3,400, getting raised by Polk on the river.
Missed the flop and turn action.
I missed it all. We can pull up the replay after this hand.
DNegs lets it
Raise
go.
it down. Yeah, Carlin, we'll put you to work. Can you pull up the replay for that one, please? We got Eric running the replays for us today.
Let's go. There's a lot of stuff, chat, that goes on behind the scenes.
That's right.
You know, Jeff and I have it easy. We just have to show up and talk some smack for a couple of hours, pretend to know a thing or two about poker. It's the guys behind the scenes. They're the tech wizards that make all of this possible. And yeah, props to the whole team for getting this show up and running day in, day out.
You're not supposed to say that our job is super easy. That's supposed to be like kind of a secret between us. Don't want people catching on. Yeah, we got James overseeing everything. Make sure we don't do anything incredibly stupid, which is probably the toughest job of all. Carlin, you just saw him. He's running the show. We got Eric running our replay. So Eric is here in Nevada, and he's watching these WSOP.com tables. He's kind of our viewpoint, so to speak. And so for every hand, he's pulling up the replays for these. We have our guys, Jeff and Patrick and Alex, taking a look at the stats, modding in the chat. Yeah, hard work by all and much harder work by them than by us, as Henry mentioned. We just kind of sit here and talk poker and chat with you guys. Pretty easy gig.
Just love Twitch chat and YouTube chat. It's
one
of my
awesome.
favorite things, man. Just having some banter with the boys and girls back home. Getting to rail some high stakes, no limit hold'em between two legends of the game. King 5 good for Doug.
Wow.
Top size bet gets paid on the river.
So he does river trips. In fact, since we're talking about y'all, let us know where you are watching us from. We know we have a worldwide audience, and we appreciate every single one of you tuning in to ggpoker.tv. Be sure to like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Big plans in the future for GG Poker subscribers and the YouTube channel overall. Again, say what's up to us in the chat with where you are watching us from.
Love it when the accent changes Doug to Duck. How does the accent change to Duck? All right.
It's a bit of a stretch, but there are different pronunciations, perhaps.
I think you get me mistaken with Ben CB. All right. And it seems like a lot of you guys are alcoholics. You don't want me just drinking pineapple juice. You want it to be, I don't know, mixed with some form of alcohol. I'm grinding afterwards, boys and girls, so I'm not drinking alcohol.
Stay centered. Maybe the drinking though will help the grind. Who knows? Sometimes it goes the other way. So Denmark, Beirut, Malta, Belgium, Romania, Belarus, South London, the Netherlands, New Hampshire. There's an American. Brooklyn, Denmark, Bulgaria. Henry is Morocco. We've got Belgrade. We've got Brazil. We've got Florida. Watching from the Philippines is Terrence. Terrence says, "Go Daniel." Very nice. Thanks for tuning in, Terrence.
Shout out to everyone in Bulgaria. What's up, boys? Probably know most of them.
New Zealand, Bahamas, Boston, Bolivia. Todd is watching from his kitchen. Respect that.
Nice.
Darren from Austin, Texas. That's a cool city.
Our car is flying, knows what's up. You know what's up with the pineapple juice.
I
never trust people. Whenever I ask them where are you tuning in from, I normally just get people saying the most random places. They're like, "Yeah, I'm in Madagascar." I'm like, "No, you're not."
Like Brett, who says he's watching us from the moon. Probably not. Never know. Anybody from Vegas, by the way, besides me? Oh, Paul in Jeff's basement. Yeah, that's two of us in Vegas.
Thank you to all of you for tuning in, keeping us company.
This is awesome. Thank you, guys.
I can't believe it's December already, Jeff. I didn't want to mention it, but this year's just been ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully it goes by fast, right? With the way this year has gone. And we hope that all of you are doing well, are staying healthy out there, that your families are doing well. We hope that at the very least, we can provide you with just a bit of an escape from everything going on in the world. You can just sit back and chill and watch some poker with us. Yeah, we got some Vegas. We got Kevin. We got Mike. Jose Santana. Hey, Jeff, have you ever actually played in a WSOP main event? You know what, Jose? Every single year since 2014.
You played the main every year since 2014.
Yeah.
Nice,
it hasn't
man.
gone well since 2016.
What's your deepest run?
You know, I actually found some way to finish 60th in 2015.
Wow.
Oh
man, that must have been
It was a sweat.
Yeah, man. Holy.
It was a sweat. It was
very interesting hand developing on table 2. So it was single raise pot, Doug continuing for 2/3 on the king queen 9. DNegs leading turn or donking turn for quarter pot, getting hit with the old raise and folding.
Mm-hmm.
Henry's masculinity is as visible as coronavirus. I need to start screenshotting some of these comments, man, to update my Twitter and Instagram bio. Just according to YouTube chat, my masculinity is as visible as coronavirus. Have you know I'm a black belt in a few things, my man.
Oh.
I'm joking. I just wanted to.
That'd be cool.
Just to test the chat, but
what
it was a bluff that everyone was calling. They were about to say.
I can see it. Pat, I made 110K for that cash, but then, you give some to Uncle Sam here, you give some to the people who had a piece of you, and the rest you just kind of dust off. Yeah, what's up, Jamie? Jamie was watching it recently. Nice. Jose says, dude, thanks for the shout out. You're welcome, Jose. Couldn't get Hanks to answer any of my questions. Brent Hanks doesn't pay much attention. He's busy drinking or something.
A lot of people seem to be very interested in my upbringing in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. Check out the podcast. There's a unique experience, boys and girls. That's the one way of putting it.
Very curious. Losing the whole bankroll at 16, did you say?
Yeah, I got stung by a ring of card mechanics. So it wasn't a fun experience.
Well, probably a good age to learn. The younger, the better to get that out of the way, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. It certainly had an impact in the sense that my parents were obviously against poker anyways. And then when that happened, that's when they gave me the ultimatum to either leave home if I wanted to pursue it or to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, had that not happened, I probably wouldn't be here. I don't know. It's a deep rabbit hole to go down, the butterfly effect, if you will. But
right.
Things that happened.
Give us that podcast one more time, where we kind of dive into the life and times of Henry Kilbane.
Runchucks. I did a podcast with Runchucks, I believe. Okay. Can I post a link in the chat? Or
yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
I think that could work. Yeah, Paul, I should have said that for the WSOP main. Some to taxes, some to the backers, and the rest on Tinder dates. That probably works if we do the math.
Don't know if I can post a link. Apparently I can.
There we go. Stefan says, Jeff, the cup you are drinking from is so big we don't see your head when you take a sip, so please drink more. Well played. Cheers.
3-bet pot on the right. Ball texture is going to favor the out of position 3-better. DNegs going nowhere on the A6 straight. Jack of clubs rolling off on the turn, SPR 3. There's a lot of ways all the money can go in here, Jeff, especially if Doug continues.
You mentioned that SPR, Negreanu with 34K behind. Another 6 on the river.
Oh boy. So Doug shouldn't have too many 6x in his 3-betting range. It does just. It seems to have given this one up. Maybe has some kind of showdown value, like 7s, 8s. Maybe even like a decent king high, king queen.
Negreanu will fire. Polk lays it down. To your point, probably just was giving up. JC says Khaki 2 played 25-50 on GG with Dan Bilzerian today. How'd that one go? Let us know if you guys saw it. Good to see you, JC. Thanks for being here. Pradip says, Jeff and Henry, what's your prediction of the overall feud match? Will DNegs pull it back? So will he pull off the comeback? And he's down around, as you see on the bottom of your screen, about $550,000 and 14 buy-ins. I mean, listen, the odds are certainly stacked against him. Do I think there's good value in him being a 10-1 underdog to fire on Daniel? Absolutely. Am I very biased? Absolutely. So, I'm probably not a great person to ask, but I do think it's within reason to forecast Negreanu coming back. Henry, what about you?
Chat, if you hadn't listened or you didn't tune into any of Jeff's streams during the WSOP, he likes to name drop, and he may have mentioned that he was at DNegs' wedding. Hence,
I never meant to. Since you did bring that up, yes, I was invited to Daniel and Amanda's wedding and did attend. Yeah, sorry, I hate mentioning that, but since you brought it up,
throwing some shapes on the dance floor.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head, Jeff. Going up against an opponent that's known and is being classed by a lot of respectable poker players as one of the best heads up no limit specialists in the world, especially when it was in its prime. It's certainly not a challenge that I would take on for any amount of money, because I mean, I just wouldn't want to do it, but he stepped up to the plate. Certainly not a favorite, but he's showing up day in, day out, and he's working behind the scenes. And if you have a bit of fortunate variance, we're down 13 buy-ins at the moment with 5k hands left of the 12.5k. 13 buy-ins isn't a huge amount. You could certainly see him win back 5 or 6 over the next few sessions, then have a real nail biter going into the final 1k 2k hands of this first half of the match.
We've seen a couple of sessions where Negreanu has won more than 200k. And then we saw that massive Polk session a little bit more than a week ago, where Polk won more than 330k. So these massive swings can take place, and most likely will take place throughout the course of the challenge. Yeah. I sat next to Phil Hellmuth at the wedding too. I don't know, Henry, if you were gonna ask me. I was just trying to get out in front of that question. Perhaps I saw it a couple times. That'd be 15-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner, Phil Hellmuth.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
I sat next to, yeah. Just
man, I'm 6'4", and people have told me that Helmuth's tall, and I met him at King's, and I was just like looking up like that. And I don't look up to many people.
Right, you know what it's like now for the rest of us who look up to you tall guys.
That's it. And I was like, wow, this is what everyone else feels like hanging around me. And he's a big guy, man. It's tall, towering over me.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I think we were talking on the stream last Monday or Wednesday about how most poker commentators are really tall. And so it's like, it's you, Brent Hanks is tall, Joey Ingram is tall, James Hardigan is tall. I am, well, we don't have to, just move on to the next one.
I'm 5'10".
Yeah, 5'10", yeah. I am 5'10", yes. But not sure if we consider that tall.
Harold says 6'4" and 120 pounds. Hey, I'll have you know I'm 195 pounds. All right,
there
buddy.
There we go.
All right.
Bulking up.
Bulking season. No, I'm a bit lanky, boys and girls. People saying, tell me about these card mechanics. Yeah, I found out the old-fashioned way. Just queens on the queen deuce deuce. Run into quads, and then just kept having top boat and running into backdoor boats and stuff like that.
And then how many?
Go on.
Sorry, how many nights would you say you played at that game? Like what?
Oh,
How
it
long
was
did it take?
one game. They
Oh,
they
okay.
stung me for the entire roll.
At that just one session.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was funny because I spoke about it on the podcast. My ego at the time just wouldn't allow me to leave the game. I was like, okay, I now know that it's a rigged game. They've already taken about 60-70% of my roll.
Oh no.
If I just start folding all of my premium hands and just try and outplay them with my marginal holdings,
Oh no.
then I might be able to win it back. This is just like, I had the worst ego in poker, Jeff, when I was like 16, 17. I thought I could take on the world at the time. But yeah, I was just like, right, well, now that I know that the game's rigged, I could just start, get involved with marginal hands and maybe, outplay them.
It does take, in all seriousness, a certain adjustment, because how many people have we seen in the poker world with kind of an ego like that? They come in, they run hot, they have a lot of success early on, they think they're invincible, and then boom, they're just out in 1 or 2 years. So it's like, some egos have to be rehabbed, I guess, to succeed in the poker world. And you've done that successfully, so congratulations on that. Or at least you act like you have a balanced ego, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough pill to swallow at the time.
Sure.
But I'm really glad that I went through it. It certainly made me appreciate bankroll management more in the future, and also made me just appreciate everyone's different in poker, Jeff. I used to go in thinking I was the best player in the room, and now I don't disrespect my opponents unless they give me a reason to. See a couple of hand histories, a couple of showdowns, be like, oh wow, this guy's an absolute whale. I'll call a spade a spade. But I try and treat everyone with the same amount of respect until they give me a reason not to.
Love
it. Was worm dealing? No, but
well said, LVNV. Lewan asks, Henry, are you really not going to fire off some more tournaments after your big tournament score?
I think I'll be playing a lot of live tournaments in Vegas.
There we go.
Yeah, you have
to.
You have so many good like 1Ks and 2Ks, and live poker is still just extremely soft, especially those 1K and 2Ks in Vegas, because of just how much money is up top. You get loads of people just shot taking. People that haven't studied tournaments at all over the last 5 years, and I think I'd still have a little bit of an edge in those
certainly
fields.
And to the credit of the Venetian, of the Wynn, of Caesars Properties, when they put on their circuit main events, the structures are really good for those tournaments also, in that kind of 1K to 1500 range that you're talking about. So they aren't complete shootouts, not a total luck fest. I think, to your point, there are some edges to be had. Yeah,
indeed. Potential for a really interesting hand to play out here on the Ace Jack 10 3-bet pot. DNegs playing as check. Interesting. Board text should see him check on. Going to have some traps in there. DNegs has been known to set some traps in his time. I would have expected him to continue. Henry got wrecked at 1 cent, 2 cent the other day. Yeah, I was telling you before, Jeff. We did a GG stream squad on Saturday, and we have this challenge. It's a 30-minute challenge to try and run up as much as you can in 1 cent, 2 cent, and move up to 2 cent, 5 cent.
Okay.
I got absolutely binned. The 1 cent, 2 cent regs were just wrecking me.
Lose plenty of buy-ins.
I lost about $20. Looking after the boys down there.
That's a crush fest. Nice of you to give that back to the poker community.
Has to be done every now and then.
All right, 9 spades on the river, 14K in the pot, a little bit more. Negreanu at this table with 36K behind. It just goes check, check. Polk checked back his ace.
Yeah, seems absolutely fine. 3-bet pre, check flop. Stab turn, get him to fold some of his 10x, and the hands that have equity against us, 8-7, 9-8, those types of hands.
Constantino's good question in the chat. Jeff, what did you think of Doug's live stream on Friday? Did it give you an insight of his thought process against DNegs? It was a great question. I didn't watch. I mean, I was doing the commentary Friday and haven't gone back and watched it. Henry, did you see it? Or I'm curious if you guys in the chat did watch it, what your thoughts were.
Of Doug's stream.
Doug was streaming with the occasional look at whole cards. Part of that was just because he couldn't figure it out how to not show the whole cards.
It was about 70% of hands being shown, even though he didn't want to. Yeah, no, it's good fun, man. It's good fun to obviously get to see him in real time playing. And
sorry to cut you off real quick, but he did just check raise pretty massively on this turn on table 1. I believe Negreanu bet 1,600 and Polk made it 11 or 12K. Negreanu made the call. Ace of hearts on the river.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see an all-in sizing on this river card. Quick fold from DNegs. Yeah, I mean, even some of Doug's semi-bluffs get there. Some of it's like Ace X with the Ace of Spades. Now, obviously, ahead of DNegs' King X, Jack X. Apparently, I sound like Kaki. Like Joe saying, how much did you get stung for? I believe I had about a 6K net worth at the time, and I lost.
Pretty good for 16.
6,010, because I had to call my mum up to send me a taxi. She had to pay for it, and I owed her the $10.
Just stone cold busto afterwards.
Oh, absolutely dead, mate. It was just, it's like, what do I do now? You know. We got back though, boys and girls. We got back.
All right, registration for our next free roll has opened up. The GGPoker.tv free roll that will award 5 seats into the WSOP circuit event number 1, the Big 50, the 1 milli guaranteed. The password for this free roll is rings, RINGS. The password is rings. Let us know how you do in the free roll and go win one of those rings in the Big 50.
Overbet on a turn from DNegs, by the way, on this King 8 Deuce 6 board. 5-7 3-5 completing on the river. See if he elects to use a large sizing yet again. 15K out there. They're deep now. Deep on table 1.
What does Negreanu do here?
Goes big.
Yeah. Says it's about 1.5x, a little more.
Haven't seen DNegs use these overbet sizings too often. And talking to sizings, Jeff.
A 4-bet from Negreanu on table 2. Polk makes the call on table 1 with kings, and that call is a good one for Doug Polk. Negreanu with a missed straight draw. Let's see what transpires here on table 2. It's Polk in the tank. Makes the call. Jack 10, 6-2 spades with 22K in the pot. Negreanu with 29K behind.
That's a spicy board texture, Jeff. Gonna see stacks go in a lot of the time on the Jack 10, 6. And yeah, great hero call from Doug. Obviously, top pair and then blocking the straights on the river. And I really admire the follow through on the river from DNegs as well.
Yeah.
The 9-7, putting a ton of pressure. I think King 5 makes a better call than a hand like King 10, for example. So unfortunate to run into that.
Polk leads here on the turn after it goes check on the flop and just the snap fold from Negreanu, who has run into a little bit of trouble of late.
He has indeed.
Yeah, thumbs down indeed. Christian in the chat asks, what happens if someone quits the match? Did they sign a contract? Nothing happened. Somebody else in the chat asked if there was a penalty. After 12,500 hands, the losing player can just opt out of the challenge, can just be done with it. There's no side penalty or anything of the sort. Nicholas, we don't have odds on Negreanu quitting after 12,500 hands. Poker Shares did post, will Doug be leading by over $750,000 after 12,500 hands? And the odds of that are about a flip. It's about 50-50 from the good folks at Poker Shares.
YouTube chat.
James, any doubt this was all planned? I mean, I don't see, they planned it. Yeah, they planned to play high stakes heads up.
Glenn believes that the reason Doug called with the King 5 is because DNegs showed a similar bluff last Friday. Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Could
Well,
also
these
just
two have
top
been
pair.
studying and studying and studying and consistently making what they consider to be proper adjustments, which makes the match, the challenge, pretty fascinating. Negreanu with another 4-bet. So he does pick one off on table 2 for a small pot. So maybe just a tinge of momentum. Salco, will they be playing live again? Yeah, good question. They will be around the halfway point before they wrap up the first 12,500 hands. I do believe they will be back in the Poker Go studio to continue High Stakes Feud live. Session 1 of this very challenge was live as well. They played 200 hands at the studio. Negreanu won a little bit more than 116K.
That was so much fun, man.
Yeah.
Hands down one of my favorite streams or live streams of the year. The commentary was amazing. The guys just knew to let Doug and DNegs do the talking. There was some great analysis in there as well when they were silent. The conversation between the two as well. I really enjoyed that. It's something I watched back as well.
So what do you think? I've been asking everybody who I've been doing commentary with, what do you think about the cordial, the civil, the friendly attitudes displayed towards one another?
I mean, look, you got beef with someone, it's okay, you guys settle that on social media and whatnot, but when the whole poker world's watching a show, you're not going to come out and just be like, hey, I don't know if I can swear on stream or not. I don't need to. I can refrain from swearing, but
you can swear on the stream, but you do you.
But yeah, I was pretty shocked as well.
Yeah.
As I believe most people were. They're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, aren't these guys meant to hate each other? But it was nice to see. It was nice to see that they knew, the whole world's watching. They're on TV. There's a time and a place where you can, go after the other person, and then there's a time and a place to just be a gen. And I think they both put on a great show, and it was a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, well said.
A couple of I say big pots. I mean, chat, it's only 9K, right? 4 to a straight. Doug with the pot size bet on the 9 of clubs turn. 10 ball corner pocket, 9-8 good.
Okay. Remember
There's a lot
roll.
of people mentioning, Jeff, about some Tinder date that you've been on.
The Tinder
What's
dates
going
have
on?
been a hot topic, just you grind PLO, I grind Tinder. it's
I bet you've got a really snazzy profile as well.
I had to
bastard.
throw in some Poker Go studio pics for sure.
Of course you did.
Oh, I just so happened to be broadcasting a tournament on television when somebody took this picture. That's weird. Oh, I just so happened to insert that into my Tinder profile. Huh. Yeah.
Is your Tinder bio just a list of names of people that you know and are associated with?
Best friends. Yes. Yeah, all the endorsements from the big names. Negreanu, Helmuth, Mark Cuban. I could go on and on, Henry. But you know me, I don't like to brag about these things.
It's fine. Doug's been relentless attacking these delayed C-bets so far today.
Booze Brucey, Jeff says in the chat, if Tinder had rake back, Jeff would be a millionaire. How much is true? They don't. Okay, yeah, so 20K in the pot, 3 of diamonds on the river.
Yeah, DNegs going to have some flush draws that go for the late C-bet, and wow, ace-6, good, man.
A 6-ball.
It's a check raise on the turn, and it's good at showdown, 20K. Okay.
Negreanu with the quick banana break, bathroom break, whatever you want to call it. And Henry, it's been a rough stretch for Daniel over these last, just like 20 minutes? I feel like it's turned pretty drastically.
Yeah, it started off really well, just grinding away, up like half a buy-in, 30K, and then obviously lost that big pot, 82K pot with the rivered straight against the rivered flush. Then had a bit of momentum, managed to kind of chip away at that 40K deficit without too many showdowns. And now the last, like you said, 20 minutes or so, it's been pretty brutal.
The plan is always to play at least 2 hours, and then at the 4:30 mark, as far as Pacific time is concerned, one player can pull the plug. So we'll see how long this session goes. We also have sessions for you on Wednesday, on Thursday, and on Friday. Same start time, so 10:30 p.m. UTC, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here on this very channel. It's GGPoker.tv. Be sure to like, to subscribe, to say what's up to us in the chat. Thank you all for being here. So we resume the action.
That's a quick break. What do you do at that break? You just like stand up, have a stretch?
I think it's just a run to the bathroom and then back at it.
I guess, yeah. I mean, you're going to have to stay hydrated in the Vegas heat and have to run to the bathroom every 20 minutes or so.
That's true. That's true. We do have latest numbers in Negreanu down about $110,000, which puts him down for the overall challenge more than 620K.
Big Bet say, hey Henry, what's the best PLO trading site? I'm trying to get past PLO 50. I would probably recommend investing in Vision. It is a solver, but it is a solver that is very easy to use. A few YouTube tutorials. I think it's like $140 for a month. I would spend 40-50 hours grinding that, and then you can unsubscribe. And honestly, I say this to everyone: if you're honest with yourself and honest with the amount of hours and work you put in, I would say 50 hours of studying Vision and using it properly and effectively should get you to a point where you're beating 200 PLO on GG.
Wow.
Oh man. Henry's Tinder bio says swipe left if card mechanic.
Well played. Well played. So Danish Sausage asks, what course do you recommend, Jeff, to get more matches on Tinder? Maybe I can develop a Vision version for Tinder. I don't know. We'll get in the lab on that one, Alex.
Down to the final 30 in that WSOP main.
Oh wow,
Jeff.
so that's moving like crazy, huh?
Yeah, average stack. Where can I see average stack? I should have.
It is 34 bigs.
34 bigs, yeah.
This guy's telling the truth when he says he's not a tournament player, even though he spiked huge in one. He doesn't know where to find average stack.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I've played like 4 or 5 tournaments the last year and a half, and I've had 2 massive scores. Maybe there's a theme there.
Maybe 2 big pots developing. Almost 25K on table 1, almost 15K on table 2.
Diamonds rolling off on the turn.
All of it from Polk on table 1 for about 33K effective. Negreanu makes the call, and his kings are no good. His Polk flop 2 pair when Negreanu flop top pair.
That's a pretty brutal spot. I'm blocking some of the bluffs that we want Doug to have. Gonna have Jack X, Jack 10. Gonna be able to apply max pressure, and DNegs just again top pair no good against the flop bottom 2, and an 80K pot goes to Douglas K. Polk.
Vincent in the chat says, Daniel is a chump, a has-been. He's getting worked over. LOL, what a loser. Good trash talk, Vincent.
Thank you for your comment. Yeah, that's another one that you click cool, and you roll your eyes before you click cool, and then you just get shown flop bottom 2. You're like, okay, nice hand, on to the next one. Tilia said, what about live PLO? I would say the solver applies still, and then just maybe develop speech play into your I don't know, arsenal. If you want to get comfortable, maybe study some behavioral science, some neurolinguistic programming, if that's what you're into, or maybe just play GTO. You're going to crush the live games. It depends what kind of person you are. Our block is overrated.
Yeah. I was going to throw that out there. I was going to let you answer that one.
I mean, blockers are just a great excuse to justify calling things.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, you can always hero call when you mention something about blockers.
I do it all the time. I just like, I know that I want to fold, but then I'm like, but I'm blocking this. God, then call it. Obviously, I get shown the nuts anyway.
Right.
So yeah.
You're like, I blocked that one tiny straight. Now I call. Negreanu the check raise here. King 666. Calls 15k in the pot. Negreanu with a 40k stack.
Curious to see what sizing DNegs uses. There's a pretty small check raise on the turn. I'm just getting a bit of protection, maybe from a hand like eights, some ace highs. Although I'd probably just play as cool with my ace highs, check raise, eights, nines for protection. Doug with the big boy bet.
19k quick fold from Negreanu. Vincent just keeps going here. That is the problem. He is too weak to hold the cards up. He is losing based on that. Again, still phenomenal insight from Vincent. Thank you, Vincent, for being here.
Just saying, Jeff or Henry, off the top of your head, do you know who the current all-time money winner is? I want to say it's Bryn Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Bryn?
You are correct.
Yeah, Bryn obviously had that big score last year. Well, he had a few big scores last year. Yeah, just went on a bit of a tear back end of 2019. He won like 20 mil in the space of 7-8 months.
I mean, that Triton Millie, that'll help. That'll help the cause.
Such a boss move. He like brought over some 50k whiskey and cigars whilst playing heads up.
Guy enjoys life.
I was playing heads up PLO with the owner of the Hilton Casino, or the casino that was played in.
Oh yeah,
at King's, and I had no idea who he was. He just rolled up with like the biggest watch. He had like this Prada tracksuit on. He just sits down. So I do want to play. I was like, yeah, sure. And then we got talking. I was like, what brings you to King's, etc., etc. He's like, oh well, I'm good friends with Leon. I was like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't, take too much money then. And then he's telling me, they obviously have like a partnership with Leon. Obviously, Leon sends players to his casino and vice versa. And they're holding the Triton £1 million buy-in there. And I remember winning like a 20k pot off him, and he stared at me dead, it was a really frightful stare. I was like, this guy could snap me with like his left arm. And he was like, what are you gonna do with that money? And I was like, I know, probably gonna go towards my children's college fund in the future. He's like, oh, okay, good man. I was like, oh, thank you.
That was the correct answer.
Yeah, then I just see him like playing 1k a hand, 2k a hand on the blackjack in the high roller, and I just didn't feel as bad.
He's gonna be fine after losing that money to you.
Cool. People saying it looks like DNegs is down around 200k today. We'll be getting the official count in shortly.
Yep, that much is true. Commonwealth says, how much money do you lose, Jeff, if DNegs loses the challenge? You put money on him, right? Yes, interest of full disclosure. I have a little bit on Mr. Negreanu at about 4.5 to 1, which, that price has gotten significantly better, but I still feel good.
Oh, wow, he's in the chat. He says, I'm here, Henry. It's Sam from London. It was a present. Yeah, what's up, Sam?
Wow.
That's insane.
Did not expect that one.
Yeah.
Hello, Sam. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well.
Sam, the comment still counts. You could slap me with... I was genuinely scared when I won that hand against you, man. Felt like I was gonna get taken outside, and you were just a gentleman about losing the pot. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, chat, I don't think anyone's denying that Doug's a favorite. I mean, DNegs has been very transparent about this challenger and coming into the match. It's being very open, the fact that he's a dog.
Yeah, he's the first to say it. They're Polk betting 10K and Negreanu calling, now 34K in the pot.
Yeah, it feels like a dicey spot to put on the cape with 9x.
Negreanu checks the river.
Interesting that some of Doug's natural double barrel bluffs, like Queen Jack, Queen 10, now have showdown and now beat 9x. So if he does follow through on the river here, I'd be very surprised to see anything other than a nutted hand. Quick fold from DNegs.
And all of it. Negreanu in a little bit of trouble today with at least 20 minutes to go in this session.
Only 20 minutes.
Perhaps 20 minutes, the minimum. Their minimum session length is 2 hours. If Negreanu says, you know what, I'm out.
Wow.
Then he can just bounce. And our latest numbers are in. They do have Daniel Negreanu down $191,000 for this session. Puts him down more than 700K for the challenge.
This is flown by. I'm not surprised that it's gone so fast, though, to be honest with you. I mean, these guys play so fast. You look away from the screen to look at YouTube chat for a couple of seconds, and you know, it's 15, 20K in the middle, and you know, yeah, they're just flying through hands at the moment.
What's the pace of play been like in the Galfond challenge?
No comment.
Oh, okay. So it's perhaps a slight difference.
Oh man. Yeah, it's been painful.
Oh
Daily
wow,
quads.
and quad eights. I mean, just to rub it in.
2-pair good for DNegs. Harley saying Henry's a virgin to these heads-up sessions. These ones in particular, yes.
These very specific ones, yes.
Very fast pace. But yeah, no stranger to commentary on heads-up duels. Appreciate all of you guys, by the way. Honestly, streaming and commentating and all of that. Would it be the same without you boys and girls at home?
About it.
Hopefully, Jeff. I mean, if I fly on the 27th, this thing wraps up. Fair, we'll just have to do like a drinking stream together.
Oh yeah, so in for that. And I can already speak for the GG team and just go ahead and approve it. Is that right, executive producer James? He's like, you have no power whatsoever, but he probably will be totally cool with that. Yeah, we have to make that happen.
Get some vino. Can we say, Henry, I'm helping people like you build a bigger draw. Call me if interested. Thanks, mate. DM me your number.
Nice.
Got a bit of a glass jaw, boys and girls.
Casey, I watched an interview about DNegs' wedding. Well, one I happened to go to, and not offering a non-vegan option to their guests. How many of the attendees stopped at McDonald's on the way home? Let me tell you something. I am not a vegan. I totally respect the vegans out there for sure. The food at that wedding was the bomb. The food was awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome. Did not stop at Mickey D's on the way home. And the closest Mickey D's to that resort was probably a long way away. I don't mean to brag though, Henry, about going to that wedding though.
I mean, I'm surprised you mentioned it.
Right. I just had
to bring up, but yeah, chat obviously prodding. They want to know.
RJ, are we getting a happy hour Friday with you and Hanks and DNegs? Yes, that is the plan, RJ. Every single Friday, be myself, Brent Hanks, and Amanda Negreanu for our happy hour stream. Bring some cocktails. Join us.
Free Khaki. Get the hashtag trending.
Free Khaki.
Boys and girls. What is he doing?
Khaki's got the diehard fans. I love it.
grinding. I'm going to try and find his tables. I wouldn't be surprised if I find him somewhere grinding. Ridiculous.
Did we ever get a report on how he did against Bilzerian? Sorry if I missed that in the chat. But yeah, JC in the chat said he was playing 25-50 with Bilzerian.
Looks like all the private games and, well, there are no high stakes NL games running at the moment. So they must have wrapped up. There is a very juicy looking 25-50 PLO game running though, boys and girls.
Maybe. You might perhaps jump into the mix.
Not versus that lineup.
26 players are left in the World Series of Poker main event. This is day 2 when they play down to 9. Our chip leader is a former World Series of Poker main event final tableist. That'd be Damian Salas. Great guy, hard not to root for him. James gave us the approval, Henry. He gave us the beers toasting emoji, so I think we're good to go.
We can get the
for
beers.
that live drinking stream, the high stakes feud.
Matthew Rock saying he left up around about 3K in the Bilzerian game. He had a 25K stack last people in the chat. So okay. All right. Khaki was absolutely rinsed me. I played heads up against Khaki on Saturday, and I turned a questionable hand into a bluff on the river that had a decent amount of showdown value, and straight away live on stream just like, okay, so Henry just turning his showdown hands into bluffs when he just has a clear check here. I was just like, fuck off, Khaki. All right. Leave me alone, mate. Let me do
Khaki's gonna give you what he thinks, right?
Yeah, he does.
All day, every day. No bullshit from Khaki.
Absolutely no nonsense, that guy. Yeah, he's chilling in Austria now. So
that's right.
Bit of a hot spot for European regs.
And he's gonna fold on table 1.
Yeah, so a nice little king high pick off just a couple of hands ago on table 2, but not been a great day in the office for DNegs, Jeff.
Yeah, down about $200,000, which puts him down around $700,000 for the overall high stakes feud. We thought perhaps he had a little bit of momentum, and I don't think we're wrong on that, considering that he won 3 straight sessions. No big wins, but he scratched, he clawed, bounced back from a rough start on Friday to win about 50K.
Still time
indeed. Again, we say it again and again and again. 25,000 hands. That is a lot of hands, ladies and gentlemen. As Henry said, that will take months to complete. You're going to have some atrocious sessions. You're going to have some fantastic sessions.
Henry somehow looks 50 and 15 at the same time. Thanks, Plum Bud Stub Muffin. Great screen name, by the way. Yeah, but it's hard to see how big the gap can be between real results and performance. Like, you can lose 200K and you could have played some of the best heads up no limit of your life, or you could win 200K. I think one of the main insights that I had to that was Phil Galfond, just like speaking with Phil after his sessions against Veni Vidi at the start of the year. And there were days where he had won like 10 buy-ins, like 200K or 150K, and he would come on and he's like, yeah, I actually played really badly today. Like, I played my C game. It's like I chopped a tournament last week for 240K, you know, and I'd go out on a limb and say everyone on the FT was better than me and had more FTC experience than myself, yet I ended up chopping it. So you can, you know, there's a fine line between being results orientated and performance based orientated. It's tough to say. I guess we'll get to ask DNegs and see how he honestly felt he played, and I think he'll give us his honest opinion.
It can be the beauty of the game and the evil of this game as well. We do have a nice spreadsheet put together by, I believe, @Corey Steele on Twitter, and he says that Daniel is running below all-in EV, charts out all the hands where they get all the chips in, either pre-flop, either on the flop, or on the turn. And Negreanu is running a little bit more than $260,000 below EV. So that's just one measure, of course, but it is a pretty significant one.
Like I was saying, Henry, what did the ghost say to Kaki? Boo? No idea, my man.
Oh yeah, please let us know, fill in the blanks. We remind you at the end of this session, we will have an exclusive post-match interview with Daniel Negreanu.
Yeah, Alex said there's no way statistically Doug is 700k better than Daniel yet. Over the amount of hands that have been played, obviously still, I mean, a relatively small sample, 8k hands is nothing. But yeah, so obviously an insane win rate, and it's just not sustainable over a large sample. And I think both of them have been very honest with the post session interviews, if you will, or thoughts on Twitter. Doug's been the first to say as well that, like, guys, they've been ran really well in some spots, so a couple of people say it's going to end at 12,500 hands. I don't know, boys and girls.
I don't know. I don't see that happening. I just don't. Milan says, Kaki has Tinder streams, Jeff. You should join. Does he really? He was talking about doing something like that, where he just talks to girls on Twitch. It's like, hey, do you?
What on earth is a Tinder stream?
I don't know, but I would watch it if it was Kaki on the main stage. Speaking of Twitch, it depends how the timing works out. There's a chance that on my Twitch channels, shameless self-promotion, twitch.tv/Jeff that I'll showcase featured table coverage for the end of day 2 of the WSOP main event. I'm not quite sure that's going to work out timing-wise, depending on this and everything of the sort, but just keep that in mind. I've enjoyed streaming some feature table coverage from day 1B and day 1A. 674 players for the GG part of the WSOP main, about a $6.5 million prize pool. They're down to 26. The final 9 make the final table to meet in Rozvadov next week. Negreanu firing 10k on the turn here, taking down that pot.
Hey, Sam saying, Henry, keep up with the good work, mate. Thanks, Sam. Hope you're well. Yeah, London. See you maybe in Vegas next summer. Maybe at Kings at some point. Jeff, we need to get you out to Kings, mate.
I'm in. WSOP Europe. Send me out there.
Need to get you to Kings.
Give me a gig. Any gig that you aren't doing, I'll take. We'll let you go skate, play for a day.
Potential for 120k pot to wrap things up, potentially. 4-bet pot, 25k in the middle. SPR less than 2. Going to the Queen 5 deuce. Board. Oh boy.
Negreanu checks. Polk checks back. 3 of spades on the turn. 2 diamonds, 2 spades. Negreanu leading.
Comes out firing, boys and girls. Strap yourselves in. Put on your seatbelts. See you at the river. I don't see any of Doug's 4-betting range giving up on this turn.
And to your point, he does call. King of diamonds on the river. 46k now in the pot. Negreanu with less than a pot-sized bet behind.
Really
Rips
bad
it.
river card for DNegs, but he continues. Pretty shocked to see him barrel
Polk calls
that one.
with aces. And it is just queen 10 for Negreanu. Another massive pot for Doug Polk, who has really run the show this session.
Geez, 120k a pot going, Doug Sway, and listen, like flop top pair, a 4-bet pot. What are you gonna do?
You like the check back from Polk on the flop there with the aces?
Yeah, I do like it. It's spicy, mixing it up.
Yeah.
Anthony said, Henry, every time he says potential for a big pot, it's check. What are you talking about, Anthony?
And even if that was the case, we got it done on this one.
Not enough for you. All right. Over pair versus a flop top pair and a 4-bet pot. Always going to be fireworks. And, you know, at first glance, that can just look like, you know, the type of hand where you're like, well, why is that 120k pot? It's a modern day cooler, boys and girls. You know, the 3-bet pre is absolutely fine. Calling the 4-bet, absolutely fine. You flop top pair on a queen 5 deuce, turns 3 of spades. Doug's going to have, you know, some ace x of spades in his range that on the turn. And yeah, obviously showers on the river. What are you going to do? A couple of people not happy with the river jam. But...
If you guys have any questions for Negreanu, I'll let Henry ask the poker specific ones. I'll play my typical role of cliche sideline reporter.
Couple of people will be in khaki to stream. Boys and girls, if me and khaki stream, I guarantee you will be at each other's throats after about 30 minutes of sharing the booth with each other.
Do you guys stream consistently on Twitch? I mean, you had mentioned playing heads up PLO against him. Is that something that you guys are going to start doing more frequently?
Me, not so much, man. Obviously I'm moving to Vegas.
So, true.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on the online streets as much as I have been this year. I miss live poker, Jeff. And
yeah, but Henry, are you sure you want to leave the prospects of GGPoker? It's brutal over here, man, in the States. I mean, at least in Nevada, we get legalized and regulated online poker, but you know, we aren't squeezing any cards on our sites. We don't have this lovely layout. We don't have all the money given away. Like it's
so honestly, I'm not just saying this. I think a lot of people in the chat will agree with me. It is one of the most, if not the most pleasurable poker playing or online poker playing experience I've had in a long time. So obviously I'm predominantly a live cash game player, and this year had to transition to online. Just be able to like slow roll, you know, spam emojis and like slow roll the river cards and stuff. It's just adds this little live dynamic to online poker. It's been a ton of fun. It's been a ton of fun. Yeah. Just like peeking the river card, knowing that you've won a 4K pot, but then max time banking it so your opponent's just sat there swaying. You know, it's just brilliant.
The river squeeze. It's a beautiful thing. Negreanu wins an 11K pot.
So we're getting DNegs in after the session.
Correct. That is correct. Whenever it does end, we aren't 100% sure it'll end in a couple minutes.
I wish I had known, man. I would have prepped some questions.
You'll be fine.
Jeff Cohen, you were invited to the wedding. You could just hold down the fort for that. Just
4-bet for Negreanu on table 1. Polk folds.
But yeah, man, I will do some border hopping, you know, for big online series or you know big events. Obviously, Vegas not too far from the Mexican border. Just go down and chill on the beach for a week or so during the big online series.
We'll have some coverage of the World Series of Poker main event that is going on right now coming up for you guys, I think fairly soon. And then ESPN will broadcast the big heads-up match for the extra $1 million that Caesars and the series are putting into the prize pool. I don't believe ESPN will do that one live. There'll be taped episodes that you'll see in 2021.
So, Henry, where do you expect to be playing most of your games in Vegas post-COVID? Most likely the Aria. From what I know about the PLO games, I'm not good enough to play the Bellagio game. Not rolled, maybe. No, definitely not good enough. Definitely not rolled for it. And Icarus, correct me say it's hold the fort, not hold down the fort. That's interesting. I always thought it was hold down the fort.
Yeah, I thought it was hold down the fort as well.
I stand corrected. I don't mind being corrected by
Yeah.
YouTube chat.
Take the correction happily. So just to cap off the main event talk, we'll have the WSOP.com main event coming up on Sunday. Just one day one for that one. Eligible to play if you're in Nevada or New Jersey. $10,000 freeze out. Day two the next day. Final table December 28th at the Rio All Suite Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Oh, and I'm going to play the main on Sunday. Just going to fire it off.
You jumping in, yeah?
Jumping in. So action available on State Kings if you all want a piece. I can't promise anything except that I'm going to Twitch stream it, so there will be a sweat involved. Can't promise it's plus EV, but you'll get to see the hands. That's all I can say.
I love the honesty.
Yeah.
So you can buy a sweat. I don't know if
it's
it's a good investment, but you
I
know,
don't know. I just don't know.
Chat. He
Might
came
be,
60th.
might not be.
Where did you come in the main event? Jeff came 60th.
Yes.
It's about 2 decades ago, but
Yeah, it was a long time ago. And
now people are arguing whether it's hold down the fort or hold the fort. Chat.
So
We've
it
got
is
the high
hold down
stakes
the
feud.
fort.
That's just
Yeah.
yeah. Good luck, man. I'll be rooting
thanks,
for
man.
you.
Appreciate that. Appreciate all your good luck wishes in the chat. Anthony, can you imagine that headline saying Jeff Platt wins main event? LOL. Yeah, LOL indeed. I cannot.
Well, I honestly, there's something that I would love to see. It would just be, you know, someone that's part of the industry, whether it's behind the scenes or whether it's, you know, behind the mic. Someone like, you know, Ali, yourself, Hanks, Jamie, you know, whoever it is, just regging a tournament for the shits and giggles, and then just, you know, a few days later, shipping it, and you're like, oh, Jeff Platt wins X amount of money. So well, I thought he was just a commentator. Well, I can do both.
It'd be nice. We do kind of all root for each other, huh? That's pretty cool. I root against Norman Chad, but he plays terribly anyway.
Oh, well.
Never has a sweat.
Norm.
No, I actually do wish Norm the best. I'm not sure if he's feeling that well. You guys might have remembered he had COVID a couple months ago, and he tweeted that he couldn't do the Ukaluka this week, which is certainly something of a sign. So hope, Norman, you are doing well. You are feeling well. Wishing you the best. Happy holidays.
Yeah, I got a lot of love for Norm.
Same here.
He pops in every now and then to give me and Nathan Gamble some stick.
Oh, beautiful. That's the best.
We're just making sure that we're not you know, getting too out of line in the commentary booth. Yeah, COVID, man. I mean, I've had it twice, so I know it's not a...
Oh, you have?
Yes, it's not a pleasant experience.
Did it get you bad both times?
First time it got me really bad. Like,
Okay.
I was 25 at the time, in peak physical health, if you will, and I was in my hotel room in Dublin, curled up in a ball for 2 days. I just couldn't breathe. It was like someone was just stepping on my chest. And talking about stepping on someone's chest, DNegs with the river raise and a chunky one at that, hitting him with the 5x or 5.5x actually. Saying I have all the ace 10s, you have none. Gets it through.
So we have reached the 2-hour mark of play.
We have indeed.
We'll see if the next break for Negreanu is one that he will take until Wednesday, or if it's just a quick break and we'll be back to the action. Can you give me the numbers, Camille? Yes, I can, Camille. Good question by you. Our latest tally has Negreanu down $217,000.
It's an interesting one. I mean, if they do play a few more hours or an extra hour today, obviously Wednesday, Thursday, Friday could potentially get the 12.5K out of the way with before Christmas.
They were at about 7,500 hands entering today.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they do extend, they'll get into that 650 to 800 range. 3 more sessions. Yeah, we can see it as Polk overbets on the turn, takes that pot down.
they're at 75, at least 5k, play 600 today. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. They'll obviously talk behind closed doors.
Sure.
They've been good at communicating with each other. But if they kind of just both say, "Hey, how about we play an extra 90 minutes or so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday," could certainly smash out.
Right.
4K hands.
And the word now is that they will take next week completely off.
Okay.
With the WSOP.com main event going on. I know Daniel wants to play that. I don't know if Doug has said yet if he was going to play or not.
I doubt Doug will play.
Right. I would be surprised if he did. But, you know, he might, like, he's back in the poker world, so he might want to just jump in the main. Might be feeling it.
Oh, he's back in the poker world. Jesus.
Very brief retirement of sorts.
Hey, listen. I was retired as well, you know. It's just a poker player thing. It's like, yeah, I'm retired. You try different things. You try getting passionate about other, I don't know, endeavors, business. I tried investing in real estate, bought property, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, do it up and renovate it, flip it. After about a month of owning it, I was just like, this is just a fucking chore, man, and just like, just want to play
back to poker.
Yeah, I just want to play poker again. It's just sat there now. Like I cleaned it, and now it's just sat there.
Three bet pot on table 2 and on table 1.
Just kind of saying, I never say I was retired. I always said I'm tired, not retired. Yes, one way of putting it.
That works.
Man, it's so much clearer with my glasses on. Shock.
What a surprise.
Oh, rip stream.
A little bit of a pause. Monty says, Jeff, you don't have to say how bad DNegs is running like 20 times a session. We know it's part of the game. If Doug was running bad, you guys wouldn't bring it up, and the narrative would be Daniel's crushing. I don't think that is particularly fair assessment of the commentary, with all due respect, Mr. Monty Chisholm. I don't think we've talked that much about Daniel running bad. You know, a lot of this, and Henry, you brought this up, we don't see the whole card. So it's pretty difficult for us to tell who's running bad, who's not. We can tell all in EV when they get the chips in pre-flop, on the flop, on the turn, etc. And we can definitively state that Negreanu is running bad there. He's down about $260,000. But my narrative, in addition to that, has been that Doug Polk has played really, really, really well, which is no surprise because he's one of the best heads-up no-limit hold'em players in the world.
Jeff, I mean, you're running bad with the YouTube comments, No, listen, right. You have fans from both sides, right? You have the DNegs fans, you have the Doug fans, then you have people that, aren't necessarily rooting for anyone, they just enjoy the show. But I think it's really important to, just kind of keep it real with how poker works. And DNegs has been very transparent, Doug's been very transparent. So there's no need for some conspiracy theory that on certain channels, they're rooting for those guys, that let's cover the EV up, or this person's running bad and this person's running good. Doug's already said there's no way that I'm winning at this rate, versus DNegs over this sample, and that's coming from the man himself. He's running good in some all-in EV spots, but yeah, at the end of the day, Jeff was invited to DNegs' wedding, right?
I mean, we've always said it. There's going to be a little bit of bias towards the Negreanu side of the table. That certainly does not mean that we cannot compliment Doug Polk. I mean, I think he's played fantastic throughout this challenge. I think Negreanu has played really well throughout this challenge. I don't know enough to really analyze the rest. That's why we bring in Henry, I guess.
No, I don't have a side in this. When it was agreed upon, I was just like, amazing. This is just going to be exactly what poker needs. Having everyone's eyes on this match, and it's been a ton of fun. to just rail up until this point. You guys in the chat as well, keeping it real. I don't know. I feel like I've got a lot of work to do. I need to scroll back through the chat today and maybe update my Instagram and Twitter by you guys. Apparently, it looks like Gumby and Henry Cavill made a DGen baby. Okay. No idea who either of those two people are, but.
So we do have a little bit of technical difficulties right now. It does look like they are still playing, so apologies for those. We'll get back into the mix soon.
I'll say, was Jeff at DNegs wedding? Don't ask, boys again.
You know what, I was. Thank you so much for asking. I mean, I don't like to acknowledge that. But yes, I was indeed. And so I do believe we are back in action. Here we are.
And yeah, I definitely agree with you, boys and girls at home, that there have been some spots where DNegs seems to be going with like a large sizing, you know, like 75, 80% sizing with his value hands in spots where Doug is going for 2x, 3x pot and getting paid. So if you look at, you know, the 8K hands and the times that DNegs has been paid when he's bet, you know, 80% pot, had he bet 200% pot, you know, the difference would have been. And a lot of you guys have been saying Doug's getting more value in those spots than DNegs is. So we'll see if that's an adjustment that DNegs makes over the course of, you know, the next 5K hands, or whether that's just a strategy that he wants to stick to. I guess we'll find out.
Queen 8, ace, ace, ace on table 1.
Interesting run out. Matthew Rock saying free Hanks, Jeff Platt, Hanks, and Kilbane lineup.
That'd be fun.
Everyone loves a three-way chat, but listen, trio in the booth. I've tried it before, and I've tried it with people that I love.
Yeah.
But a trio is tough. If it's for like a 30-minute, 45-minute stint, sure. But more often than not, you end up 2 ganging up against 1. It's normally me being ganged up on, especially if your name's Jamie Custer. And secondly, you just end up just stepping on each other's toes all the time. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I think it works when you don't really have to focus on the poker kind of shit, like on our Friday streams, on our happy hour streams. You know, we barely pay any attention to the poker going on. We'll tune in for a super big hand if it's 30K or more in the pot. But other than that, we're just kind of shooting the shit. And that's why I think Friday Night Poker worked also, whereas the three of us, because it was more of like a, you know, a fun show. We didn't have everybody trying to chime in with their points of analysis. But Jamie Kerstetter will give you shit every day.
Oh man, she's like my older sister in the commentary booth. She's always like picking on me, you know.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's tough, man, because she'll come after you on Twitter, and she's so creative, and her one-liners are so on point, and you're just left there sitting like, you
so quick,
stuck.
Man.
Yeah,
so quick. Oh man, she's every like, I'd have to think. Well, I mean, shock. I'd have to think before I was saying something, right? And I was like almost afraid to just like break down the hands, because she's just so quick at like hitting me with these jabs. You know, no matter what it was that I said, she'd find some way to spit it into a joke of sorts. CJ's a big fan. Thank you, my man. Saying more Henry, appreciate it. Paul Hardy say Henry's tried a freeway but found it difficult to hold up his end. I apologize. And someone in the chat, Anthony, said, Henry, can you tell DNegs that? No need for me to tell him that. Firstly, because I'm a nobody. You know, he's got his team. He doesn't need, you know, my opinion. But I don't think he needs anyone's opinions. I'm that kind of person where, you know, look, if you play for hundreds of thousands of dollars, you probably invested, you know, in the team that's surrounding you, and those are the people that are there to support you behind the scenes on your days off when you're studying. So, you know, when it comes to poker, you know, I'm a cash game grinder. I play a completely different format of poker as well, so I don't need to, you know, say, hey, Daniel, I think you need to be using this sizing in this spot, you know, or you miss value, and that's where it's just not my place to say, boys and girls.
Not what we're here for. I mean, don't look now, but Negreanu has built the stack up on table 1 to about 100K.
He has indeed. 200K pot potential.
Right. And that changes everything. But we will see. This is session 16 of High Stakes Feud. We're at around the 8,000 hand mark. Negreanu down about 200K for this session, putting him down about 715K overall. So he's probably down like 180, 185-ish after that last big hand.
Alex said in London you can buy one house for about 750K. Wrong, you can buy a carton of milk and a loaf of bread for 750K in London.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, that's one overpriced city.
All right, Henry, I'm going to turn it over to you and potentially Carlin for 2 minutes or so. I'll be right back.
Weakbladder.com. No worries, mate.
Weak? I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours. I think strong. I think I'm impressed with myself. Blame the dog, not me. He's the one who needs to take the
No worries, man.
All right, see you guys in a little bit.
I will hold the fort, as Icarus Flying corrected me earlier on. What's up, boys and girls? Vegas said, love the stream. You guys are best. Ignore the trolls saying always. Hey, listen, man. It's poker. You know, everyone's free to their opinions. People are gonna like certain commentators and hate certain commentators, and love certain duos and hate certain duos. I think the biggest eye-opening thing for me was I was tuning in for some Nick Schulman commentary, who I believe is the best commentator in the world when it comes to poker. And even still, there are people in the chat, you know, just like not happy with Nick's commentary, and kind of just opened my eyes, in the sense that, you know, you can't please everyone. People saying, is it finished now? I don't think so. Didn't see any dots from DNegs. Just a short break whilst we wait, though. Boys and girls, any deep runs? Anyone grinding in the cash game streets? Anyone having a good day? You guys having a bad day? Hope not. I had a weird session. I dropped 15 buy-ins last night in the space of like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I had a friend come round to grind with me.
Tell us about that, Jeff. Henry.
I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? I was like, how am I down 15 buys in 30 minutes? And I spent all night, Carlin shows, just like trying to get out of the hole. And I said to my mate, I was like, don't you just love those sessions where you just drop the load first hour or so, and then by the end of the night, you're break even.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That's a great feel, isn't it? Yeah.
We did it. We broke even on the day. Well, people were giving us their insights. How are you doing, my man? What's up, Carlin?
I'm just enjoying the stream. Looks like a rough day for Daniel. But yeah, like knowing him, I know that, you know, if he decides to continue after that 2-hour mark, I think he's convinced that he's playing good. So yeah, I believe that he can turn it around, and I also believe that he believes that he can turn it around today.
The
or
show
at
must
least
go
minimize
on.
the losses. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier on with Jeff Kalanchi, that it's really difficult as a commentator, as a viewer, to see how big the gap between the real results and the performance are on any given day in this game that we play for, you know, this game that we play, poker.
Yeah.
Because you can play your A game and you can lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. You could play your C game and win hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm definitely curious to ask DNegs how he feels he performed today, because from what I've heard in the circles and the group chats that I'm involved in, DNegs has been bringing and introducing some new strategies over the last week, 2 weeks or so. So he must be feeling pretty good about himself, because it's one thing to understand or to study a strategy, and it's the second thing to actually understand it and implement it in real time. It takes a bit of confidence, you know. So I've got a feeling he's feeling good about himself. Although obviously, yeah, today's start to the week not the best start, but I'm sure.
Yeah, and I also think that DNegs is pretty honest with himself, and also he's pretty honest about his performance on each session. You can hear that in the post-match interviews. Like, he's been honest the whole time. You know, like if he feels like he was unlucky, he will tell us that. If he feels like he played bad, he will also tell us that he played bad. So yeah, props to Daniel for improving his game so much in the past month, or how I don't even know how long this challenge has been going on. But yeah, the progress that he's making is insane. So yeah, props to him. And I'm gonna let my man Jeff back. Jeff.
Hey, Carlin, you're awesome, man. You can stay as long as you want. I don't know what I can add that'd be better, except I just saw Doug Polk win a 25K pot, but that's all that I can add at this moment. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for filling in for us during these breaks.
Yep.
Well, Henry, I'm guessing while I was gone, and no free ads, but getting this lovely Monster Ultra Zero energy drink. But I'm guessing while I was gone that 200K pot did not happen.
It has not happened yet, but I'm still hopeful. Although, as a commentator, you're always meant to remain impartial. You never, never.
Of course, very unbiased over here.
Induce action, because there have been times, Jeff, and I'm sure you've done it as well, where I've been commentating and I'm like, wow, 4 of spades would be a sick river. And then the 4 of spades rolls off, stacks go flying in, and then everyone in the chat's like, Henry, what the fuck did you do that for? I'm just like, I apologize. I just, as a poker fan.
Right. You want to see action.
Yeah, they're 100K effective on the table on the left there. I want to see it go in. A lot of love in the chat, by the way. Really appreciate it, boys and girls. It does. It means a lot. And the trolls as well.
Yeah, you guys have been great, and the trolls have even been creative, except for that Vincent guy. His trolling sucked. But overall, we love you guys, and we thank you all for being here. We appreciate the time.
CJ,
who drinks a Monster with a straw? Sorry, Henry. This is very important. Just real quick, it won't take long. Pappy says, "Who drinks a Monster with a straw? A serial killer might." I mean, a serial killer might. I don't know. I'm not familiar with serial killers, but just if you put the Monster stuff in your teeth, it's just not great. Not that this is great for you anyway. That's why I use the straw to, hopefully not completely destroy.
I love how you're trying to justify drinking an absolutely garbage drink. That is
no, it's not garbage. There's no sugar in it. There are only 10 calories. There's vitamin B6 and B12 and niacin and
this absolute nonsense you're just churning out right now.
No. It's the facts, Henry. It's the facts. Okay. In America, we know what's good for us. We're very healthy country.
We're just gonna ignore all of the chemicals as well. It's only got 10 calories in it.
I can't see the ingredients list. I don't want to go through and bore you with all of those. We're fine. Ikara says Jeff is the kind of guy to floss after drinking a can of Monster. You know what? I probably will floss later.
I think my favorite type of trolley comments are the ones that hit home.
Yeah.
When someone's like, "Oh, Henry's the type of guy to apologize to the wall when he hits it with the vacuum," I'm like, "Yeah, fucking right, mate. The wall did nothing wrong." To apologize.
DR says, "When you're on as many Tinder dates as Jeff, you would use a straw as well." Right, but not when you're actually on the date. I don't use a straw, but I also don't get a Monster. That'd be weird.
Oh man, you guys crack me up. Yes, the show's going on. Short break. DNegs back in action. Obviously down around about 200, 220 on the day. But hey, listen, that deficit could be cut in half, boys and girls. One all in.
That's right.
Going his way on table 1. It could, it would be one of the biggest pots of this challenge so far if all the marbles found their way into the middle.
And this one was a 3-bet pot pre. Negreanu leads small. Polk makes the call. 11K in the pot.
Hanks is the type of guy to tell everyone he beats that he's related to Tom Hanks. I can see that. I can see that. Being
if that were the truth, then yes, then he absolutely, no question about it, would be that guy. Somebody asked how drunk Hanks is going to get tonight during the Bills game. The answer is very. I can just leave it at that. Win or lose for his beloved Buffalo Bills. 26K now in the pot. Ace of clubs on the river. Wow. Polk gets there on the river with the ace after Negreanu flop top pair. Can we run that one back, guys, please? Just pull up the replayer. Let's check that one out. And there it is. It's not a pretty ending for Negreanu. 3 bets pre.
Yeah, it's 2020. Want to start mixing in some of our suited King X into our pre-flop 3 betting range. And
Does flop top pair. Check called on the turn.
Was it King 6-0? Am I going to shoot myself in the foot here?
Yes, you are. It's King 6 off. Yeah.
That could have been a really exciting river had Doug decided to bet, man.
Yeah.
Got the King of clubs. Could have just seen all the money get shipped in if Doug had tried to go for some sort of value on the river.
Reminder, they're playing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to close out the week, but taking next week off for the WSOP.com version of the WSOP main event. Stan Negreanu has said he is playing in the GG main event. 21 players remain. They're playing down to 9. Those 9 will head to King's Casino in Rosvedon next week.
Doug with the 4x check raise.
Negreanu calls. Oof. Polk River trips.
Middle pair, nut flush draw. The dreams.
Yikes.
The flops that dreams are made of. And there's, boys, you guys know what I'm talking about in the chat. You just flop a 20 card wrap and a flush draw and it just comes brick, and you just hate life. Happens on a daily.
4-bet pot on table 2. Jack 8 deuce 2 clubs. Negreanu with 32K behind. About 22K in the pot.
Sim saying Henry looks like Nicky Butt. No idea who that is, but thank you, mate. SPL's going to be less than 1 going to the turn if Doug just plays as cool. If he consents to this $4,400 C-bet, he doesn't, bows out. 22K pot going DNegs way.
So Henry, to set the scene for the rest of the week, a couple people have asked in the chat. Wednesday, I will be joined by another member of the GG squad. We got Patrick Tardif, Egyptian, coming back to High Stakes Feud. Thursday, it'll be Jonathan Little joining me on commentary. And then Friday, our standard happy hour with Brent Hanks, with Amanda Negreanu, and with special guest Uncle Ron. And you guys just wait for that one. This is going to be absolutely absurd. Again, that's Friday. Myself, Brent Hanks, Amanda Negreanu, and Uncle Ron.
Oh, it's going to be an absolute laugh riot.
Guarantee you Ron will have some margaritas. Polk 3 betting on table 1. Negreanu making the call.
King 6 tray rainbow. Expect to see Doug continue on this board. Fires out the old, what's that, like 30%? DNegs consents. Not enough for a 200k pot, Jeff, but still deep enough for some fireworks. Realize saying, Henry, don't want any more of this smoke after I destroyed you at 1 cent, 2 cent. Enjoy your winnings, mate. Plenty more where that came from. I'm sure I'll be donating in the GG streets again at some point in the future.
Polk check calls.
Yeah, Jack's good. Showdown, Jeff.
Another 20K pot for Doug Polk. JW says, shout out to the whole GG crew. All the commentators so far make the streams very enjoyable. Love from Amsterdam. Thank you, JW. Very kind. Thank you all for being here. We've really enjoyed it. This is easy for us. Just hanging out with you guys, watching some poker. Props to the whole GGPoker team. No question about that. They've set this up very nicely for us.
It is. It's just like you get to hang out with the boys. You know?
Yeah.
Watch some.
We would watch this anyway. So like,
yeah, exactly. Might as well call the action.
Right.
Try and provide some analysis, some insight. I was speaking to some friends that are very good heads up, no limit specialists. I was like, guys, is there anything I can do? And they're like, we don't have enough time to prepare you for this, Henry. All right, like this isn't something you just can learn overnight to prepare for commentary. All right, they gave me like a few things that observations that they had made on the match thus far, like stuff to do with the sizing. They gave me a couple of like technical terms that I could throw out there every now and then. I was like, yeah, but what if anyone in the chat actually asked me to, in layman's terms, to explain these theories that you're giving me? And they're like, oh yeah, good point. I was like, I might end up shooting myself in the foot. They're like, okay, well, you just you stick to doing what you're used to doing, and don't try and go too in depth.
Couple basic bullet points. I think you've done a fantastic job. So does Daniel Waters. He says, Henry, sorry about that potential comment. You're cool. Remember at the beginning of the show, Daniel Waters said Henry seemed like a kid that has some potential, and you were hoping you could fulfill that potential. And indeed, you have, according to Daniel.
Appreciate it, my man. I appreciate it, Daniel. I love that, by the way.
Yeah. He saw potential, and there's no need to apologize, I don't think. He just, he wasn't familiar with you. He saw potential, and he's like, yep, called that one.
Called that one.
Can follow us on Twitter. He's at Henry_Kilbane. I'm at Jeff Platt. Certainly follow GG at GGPoker.
Yeah, see me out there on some Saturday streams with the GG squad playing some video games and some shenanigans.
Every Saturday that GG squad meets up. #squad session.
A couple of people asking me about my cousin, saying, Henry, was your favorite team that Kevin played for? This is going to shock a lot of people, all right? But I'm not a big football fan or soccer fan. In fact, I would go out on a limb and say I kind of avoid it. But yeah, Everton, because I was young at the time when he played for them, and it's like a big team. Listening to my dad speak about it and whatnot. Doug Polk with the big boy bet on this 6 of diamonds turn, and DNegs getting out of there.
For those Americans in the chat who may be familiar with the football/soccer world, we would call it soccer. Henry's cousin, Kevin. Does he still play professional soccer?
No, he's commentating now. He's a commentator now.
Commentator. He runs in the family genes. Negreanu firing 17K. The snap call from Polk with queens, and those queens are good.
And Phil saying it's pronounced Kilbane, not Kilbane. You are correct, my man. Just a lot easier for American Englishmen as well to just
say that part again.
It's Kilbane.
Your last name?
Yeah.
So I've been saying it wrong the whole time?
No, you're not saying it right. Oh. I say Kilbane as well, as do my parents. But if you speak to anyone on the very Irish side of my family.
Oh,
is
okay.
Kilbane.
It's all Kilbane. Gotcha.
Yeah. Someone saying I look like Stephen Merchant, saying Randall saying is your dad Stephen Merchant, and then he continues to say, Henry, I think your mum needs to tell your dad about the affair with Stephen Merchant. I need to Google who Stephen Merchant is now. Stephen Merchant. Oh my, really? Come on, man. That's a low blow, man. I appreciate it.
You do have similar personalities, which is a good thing. That is a compliment.
He's in a lot of shows that I like.
Akira says Batman pronounces it Kilbane. Well played. Nice comment. That was good.
Well played.
20 players left in the GGPoker WSOP main event. Damian Salas in third. Bruno Albuquerque, that guy's been winning everything over the last couple months.
Oh, my boy Chris, mate.
He's in seventh.
As long as he's got chips, Jeff.
Prodigal Sen, who entered the day as the chip leader, is in 15th with 20 left. Those 20 guaranteed $34,115. If you make the final table, you make at least 75K up top, and this one is more than 1.5 million.
Yeah, 8 6-figure paydays in that bad boy, but still very top heavy. I mean, you come in to that FT.
Ooh.
I mean, you get 75K for ninth. You still gonna be pretty salty about that one.
Yeah, forget those little ladders at the beginning. Play for what's up top in that one. Negreanu leads 11K. Polk calls. Less than a pot size bet behind for Negreanu. All of it.
Doug calls. You're just shy of
Which he
100K
does.
pot.
Negreanu with kings for his biggest pot of the day. Get him back up to 100K on table one. Needed that one, folks. Needed that one.
Did indeed. Doug with the rivered top pair. Told you, boys and girls, top pair against an over pair. The money is going in.
Pretty tough heads up. All right, so again, we have that potential for a 200K pot on table one.
If I said, Jeff, you're looking to get into commentary for other sports, I think you'd be fantastic commentating on yes, I could see you commentating on several different sports.
Well, thank you for saying that. That is very kind, but
Curling comes to mind.
Curling. I would crush curling. No, I'm focused on poker, certainly for the near future, perhaps for the long-term future. I love the NBA, love the NBA, but really just as a fan right now. So poker broadcasting is the dream for me. We're very fortunate to be here.
How did you get into commentary? You asked me earlier. We've overlapped. We haven't had the opportunity to share the booth before, but obviously I've known about you. I've spoken to you before as well. I've known about you for a long time.
This is our first time working together. I'll give you the details after we see what goes down on table two. It's a pretty boring story, but I mean, I want to hype it up. You know, big story coming after this big pot on table two. Polk leads for 6,300.
Yeah, so when a large portion of our range is a straight, we obviously want to.
We have the min raise from Negreanu.
Yeah, just clicks it back.
Yeah, did we?
Anyone want to chop?
Maybe freeze.
Ripstream. F's in the chat.
Oh, there we go. Polk folds Negreanu to take it down. So quite simply, Henry, I've been in sports broadcasting for a while. I was working as a sports reporter in San Antonio. I'd mentioned a couple fortunate deep runs in the main, so I got to know some guys on what at the time was the Poker Productions crew, now is the Poker Central crew, led by Poker Hall of Famer Maury Escandani. Specifically, got to know Dan Gotti. Always had kept in touch with him, and I will keep an eye on this 4-bet pot on the left. So my contract was coming up in San Antonio, and I kind of, had the light bulb moment. Henry, okay, if I like poker and I like broadcasting, why don't we try to merge these two passions together, as corny as that may sound. I talked to Dan. He's like, I'm not sure if we have anything, but you should come audition for us. So I came to Vegas, auditioned for Dan Gotti and Maury Escandani. They stuck me with Brent Hanks for my audition. Little did I know that was a partnership that would grow throughout the years. Auditioned for him. Didn't hear anything back. It's a couple months later. I'm like, guys, my contract's running up. Do you think you could use me? And Dan's like, maybe, not sure. And so I was like, whatever, I'll just go for it. Came out to Las Vegas and been very fortunate to get a couple gigs here and there. And executive producer James says, hey, curling is #1 in Canada. So if James moves on to curling and he gives me a call, maybe I'd take it. Probably not, James. Sorry, probably not.
So you had to audition.
Mm-hmm.
What
They showed like
give you
they showed
like a few hands to break down. They're like, right, there you go, Jeff, break down this hand.
It was more, hey, here's the Poker Masters 100K that we did, and you're the play-by-play guy, and go. So they run tape of it. Here's the intro. Brent was doing all the analysis, and I was just the play-by-play guy. Little did they know that I thought that might be the case, that they might give me that tournament. So I made sure to watch that back again, the 100K, before I auditioned for them, and did get fortunate with that one.
Nice, man. Nice. Potential boys or girls for a 200K poll, whether that comes into
it's coming.
fruition at some point. I called it earlier on.
Any minute.
Jeff says it's coming. See if it actually happens. Obviously, very tough to get 250 bigs in the middle from both players. Currently 28 in the middle as the board pairing diamond completes on the river. I see some leading from Doug. Very low frequency, but we'll see some. Sorry, from DNegs. What we saying, chat? Pot size bet. 2/3.
2/3. The snap call from Negreanu, who did river the flush to take down a 65K pot. Perhaps the tide is turning. Perhaps.
Snap called.
Jose in the chat. Maury Escandani, executive producer of High Stakes Poker or Poker After Dark. How about both? For the Poker Hall of Famer. Poker After Dark returns on Sunday to Poker Go. High Stakes Poker returns on December 16th. And those episodes will be awesome. Trevor asks, who is Jeff's makeup guy? Val is my makeup girl. But Val is not working with me during COVID, unfortunately. So
Jeff, the cover, man, you can't say stuff like that on stream.
Yeah, I'm just being honest with the people.
I can't take you seriously if you're like, yo,
I mean,
Henry,
I
got a makeup girl.
I don't get makeup done prior to these online broadcasts, but when you're in the studio, the cameras and the bright lights, trust me, I need a lot of makeup to look at least somewhat presentable. I don't bring her myself. I don't, walk around with Val across the city, Henry, and just have her touch me up here and there.
You have someone like pick out your outfits for you as well. Yeah, go to the mall.
No, I do. I've thought about that, Henry. I thought about that one.
Oh man, a couple of people asking if Kevin plays poker. I don't know. I apologize for not having that insight for you. Facewell said, Henry looks like a guy who buys you a shandy at the pub. Hey, listen, Facewell face. Shandy after a long, hard day's work. Beautiful. Just goes down smoothly. All right. Don't hate.
Sorry, what's a shandy?
A shandy is half lager, half lemonade, because obviously in the UK, well, everywhere you can't like drink and drive. So a lot of people that will go to the pub after work will drink shandies because they can drink more, therefore they can stay at the pub for a longer period of time. But it's always been known to be a bit of a ladies' drink, if you will. And that real men drink lager and whiskey, none of this like half lemonade stuff. So it's meant to be an insult, basically.
Got it. But it probably tastes good.
It tastes really nice.
Okay.
It's really refreshing,
Just assuming it tastes good. Boost Bridgie, Jeff says, you are in a lot of makeup. That's a totally different conversation. Jeff wears lipstick. Nope, not that type of makeup.
I'm just saying, obviously, no, he doesn't have a wardrobe, Henry, because Jeff shows up in grey pajamas. Hey, don't hate, appreciate.
It's a very nice Zara sweater. Maybe it just doesn't come across too well. Costa says, Jeff, did you get makeup during playing the WSOP? No, that's not what I meant. I don't, like, every time I walk in to play a poker tournament, a Val come by and put some makeup on. Just for broadcasting purposes.
Yeah. But said, Henry, is it worth it to do commentary and get 1,000 troll comments? It really depends on how soft you are on the inside. You take everything that is thrown your way on the internet, to heart, then you're going to have a rough time with the commentary booth. But if you're like me and you grew up in Twitch poker and the 20 viewer streams and people calling you every name under the sun, had to get thick skin pretty fast. I used to do commentary for a very small festival and then went from that to covering the World Series of Poker Europe. And as you can imagine, with 10, 15,000 viewers at any one point, not everyone liked me and they weren't afraid to share that every now and then.
Yeah.
And I remember at first I was like, fuck, that guy just called me a four-eyed ginger with freckles. It weighs 180 pounds. And I was like, oh, I don't even fucking know that guy. I don't care. Oh, man. I love it, though. Like, I wouldn't do commentary without trolling, to be honest with you, because I'm just that kind of person. So,
I mean, we broadcast some Poker Go tournaments, of course, and the like, and there's no chat. There's Twitter, of course, but there's no live chat. It's just a totally different ball game. I would say I love the interaction with the chat. I love you guys for being here, the supporters, the trolls, everything. Thank y'all for stopping by.
The reason I like it is because when I hang out with my friends in real life, we're not just like sat around, complimenting each other and being super chivalrous to each other. Most of the time I'm telling my mates, oh, you idiot, like, why did you go back out on a date with that girl? You look like this, or buy some new trainers. And YouTube chat and Twitch chat is basically doing exactly what I do with my friends in real life. So I appreciate it more than anything.
That's a great point. I haven't thought of it that way before, but that's a great point. Jose, Jeff, what is the best place you've ever had dinner at in Vegas? I plan on visiting soon. I will give it a shot. I'll even tell them you sent me. I don't think that carries any weight, but I would probably go with... Going to be a little cliche and go with Mastro's at City Center.
I'm not saying Jeff and Henry are untrollable, unlike Hags who takes the bait every time.
Yeah, Hanks does take the bait. Yep, it's a beautiful thing. But he also likes it, and that's why he takes the bait so much.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic, chat. If you're ever in this position, you'll know that sometimes you don't pay attention, sometimes you do. I'd like to give a shout out to Vegas John, who said Jeff and Henry both doing a great job. Keep it up. I love it.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Appreciate the kind words, as always. So, DNegs has found a bit of heat on table one, nursing a 140k stack. Still down big on the day, around about 4 buy-ins, thereabouts. Jeff would be a fantastic shuffleboard comes here. So we've got curling, shuffleboard. I think garden bowls as well, chat. Can you just imagine Jeff hitting the crowd with the sun as he stepped up, ball in the right hand, eyeing up the balls down the end of the lawn, and it's fantastic. Jeff, you'd be brilliant at that, mate. You just got that
I mean, I
voice.
think that was fantastic. So I kind of think you should go for it. We'll have James call you for his next curling competition.
Matt saying who's going to go bold first, Jeff or Henry? Definitely won't be me.
It's gonna be
I have
me.
very thick hair.
It's gonna be me for sure. That sucks.
You think
Dread
so?
that day.
I was about to ask you your age on stream. I apologize.
You can. I'm 34. Old.
You're old enough to be my dad, Jeff.
That's definitely not accurate.
Randall has
Absolutely
been
not.
very good with some of these, saying now coming in, saying, so Henry, were you disappointed when they didn't renew your contract for the in-betweeners? Listen, man, I was very upset that I didn't get the new contract coming in, you know.
James asked Jeff, is it always Daniel that quits at the end of the day? Yes, I believe so. I'm pretty sure on that. That he is always the one. Polk, you know Doug Polk, he could play for 12 hours.
It's the same with Galfond, man. Like,
Okay, who quits then?
Galfond will play anyone for infinite amount of times. If the person wants to play and doesn't quit, Galfond doesn't quit. Like,
Right.
even if he's down, he'll just play. And I feel like DNegs and Doug are the same. You know, if they're in the mood, you know, they're just like had the weekend off, they've been pumped, the adrenaline, you know, playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're just like, yeah, let's play. You know, it's tough to quit a session. Like, boys and girls at home, you know, you guys know, even if you're down, you're up. You have the you know, the highs when you're up and the lows when you're down. You're like, right, I'm not quitting this fucking session until I get out of the hole. And then when you're up, you're like, oh well, you know, I could keep making more money, so I'm gonna keep playing.
It's impossible. Paul Hardy in the chat. Hanks is cool until the 10th alcoholic drink, so about 25 minutes into the stream. Yeah, very fair assessment.
Oh, I just saw your message in the group chat. That's a great idea.
Right?
I've always wanted to do that.
Sean, yes, I do have money, a little bit of money on Daniel Negreanu. About 4.5 to 1.
I think me and Randall just became best friends. So Jeff
There we
is like
go.
your dad, Henry. Your dad is Steven. DNegs with that famous 80% pot river sizing. Gets the
He's
job
that
done.
pot. Apple Juice says we have to get on Tinder if we want him to read our comments. That was good. Sorry if I missed some of your comments. But that's funny. That one stood out.
Oh man. I've been saying that I've had this idea for a very long time to go back through some of my past streams and just take out some of my favorite highlights, or the nice comments, but I want to make like a collection or a montage, or just like a book. And they're gonna have, you know, one part of the book dedicated to troll comments,
Yeah.
one part of the book dedicated to, you know, Henry the type of guy comments, and then one part dedicated to, you know, the nice comments. That it'd be like 700 pages long.
That'd be great. I'd read it.
Oh man, got the in-betweener song in my head now. Hey, don't blame me, it wasn't my fault. JP Bowl saying, "Here's a typical Brit with bad teeth." Hey, fuck you. I had braces for many years. All right, I had to go through a lot of emotional trauma and bullying as a 14-year-old to get these rails. All right.
Fizzgig doesn't like the gray. Got to wear nice bright colors. I tend to agree with you, Fizzgig. Lacan says, was Jeff just on My Strange Addiction, or was the episode about Daniel's wedding on someone else? It's good. Jose Henry, what's the longest poker session that you've ever had?
Probably as long as any other poker players. You know, we've all pulled the 2-day, 3-day benders.
Straight. Yeah.
All done it. A little bit of a lull in the action, nothing to write home about in the last 15-20 minutes or so since that huge 100k pot that went DNegs way. The kings versus the rivered top pair. Doug turning an open ender with the jack 9 on the 10-8 XX, rivering a jack, and DNegs said rest. Doug obliged.
There's a 4-bet pot. Table 2. Polk makes the call. 9-8-6-2 clubs.
Very spicy board texture, Jeff. The old 9-8-6 two-tone. SPR around about 2.5. Like to see all of DNegs overpairs go into his check-back range on this board. Doug certainly with more 9-8, 8-6, 9s, 8s, 6s in his range, more so than in DNegs' 4-betting range.
Negreanu makes the call. Another 8 on the river.
Be very surprised to see Doug continue with air here.
That's 1/3 pot.
Blockish sizing.
Negreanu rips it.
Oh boy. So DNegs just saying that he does have the overpair that is going to check back a lot on this board texture. Doug with his sizing. 6x, 9x, 5s, 7s. Some showdown that beats ace king, ace queen, and DNegs having none of it. Could be a change in momentum here.
Wins the pot on table 1 for 12k. Polk lays it down on table 2. Okay.
All right.
They're certainly playing deeper now. On both tables, although Polk has lost a decent amount on table 1.
Yeah, I'm curious to get the update, Jeff. I'm almost impatient now. A couple of big pots going.
So a couple minutes ago, we had Negreanu down about 160k, but yeah, there was a mini rush at big pots. So I think that number will change, at least fairly significantly.